In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. So, fuck boys.
Fuck boys.
Dude, new setup?
I can see all your fucking faces. It's
Yeah,
weird.
right? I mean, we could always see each other's faces. I just don't think they could see our faces.
I know.
Well, everything was in profile for them
That's gonna
before.
be the craziest
where
part.
it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about sucking my gut in anymore.
Wait. Was that a thing? Fuck.
Somebody didn't pass that advice around before we.
I forgot all about that.
Haley told me she's excited because she doesn't have to, like, look at my moose knuckle. like every Monday when I'd wear, like, fucking
Oh, you're just sitting
like
there spread
cargo
eagle.
shorts, just moose knuckle hanging out of it. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know that was happening, but apparently just,
I'm gonna have to go back.
you just go back and just look at
Clearly,
moose knuckle.
we don't watch our own show.
Yeah, right.
Either that or I just wasn't staring at Mikey's dick. We're like,
I do that every. You know what?
I don't believe you.
I have noticed.
Have you?
I just haven't said anything.
Why didn't you say anything, man? Be a buddy, dude. Shit.
Well,
You
you
gotta
know,
show it. Fuck.
exactly. Like, why not take a look at it? if it's
I mean,
there?
it would have been way worse if he said, "Mikey, I've been staring at your crotch this whole fucking show
for like a year and a half
I
now.
haven't seen anything, buddy.
No,
I've
I've
noticed
been waiting
nothing.
for like a little slip somewhere. But,
Yeah, just waiting for like a ball to pop out.
you know, look, a couple of those hot summer days. Kind of,
You.
hanging a little low.
That's why I
Just
rock, that's
pops
why I
out
rock
the cargo
silkies,
short.
man. That's why I rock silkies usually.
So for the listeners who don't know what we're talking about with the new setup,
Yeah.
they need to go check us out on YouTube and take a peek at the new studio.
Yeah, we got a new studio set up. That said, fuck boys. Coming at you not even fucking close to live.
Not even
From-
fucking close to
Where, Scott?
Blistery cold, shitty San Antonio, Texas. You let me down.
At the...
Warfighter Tobacco Studios.
That's right.
See, new setup, and we've already fucked up the whole
they
intro.
just fucked
and
it all
everything.
up. Like,
Fucking-
That is what I do.
we don't have
guys.
our druthers yet, man.
It's
We
what
got
I
Have you not
do.
learned yet that you don't start with Scott?
No,
Like,
That's why
somebody else has to
Yeah, no.
kick the first 1 or 2 lines off, and then Scott's like, tracking. I got the next one. Like, let's-
That's the reason I start with Scott.
drink on, fuckers.
That's the reason I start with Scott, man. Shit. Just makes for fun content. Yeah, dude, it's fucking cold.
It is cold.
We are
cold as fuck.
not equipped for this sort of shit.
We got like 5 inches of snow, which is weird.
And now
And-
every fucking idiot's out there driving in it, which has packed it down in certain places, and so now there's just sheets of ice everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just normal.
And everybody's just sliding off into everything. Because we have, like you were saying, we have no way to deal with it.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Well, like San Antonio is not set up to mitigate a snowstorm.
no, there's
You
not a fucking there's not a snow plow in this city. Like, there's
But
no way to
but
get
you
rid
can
of this
clearly
shit.
tell the people that are on the road right now in San Antonio of who has driven in snow, knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
and who has never done it
Oh,
before.
there's a firm line. 100%.
Yeah, there's about a 30-mile-an-hour difference.
Yeah.
Because the people that don't know what the fuck they're doing are doing about 16 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter the road, doesn't matter the conditions.
Yeah.
And then there's those of us that do know how to drive in it and understand that we do not have the proper vehicle to be out in this shit when none of it's cleared. And then you call your friends and you're like, dude, I'm down to hang out, but you're going to have to come save me like from where I'm at. 'Cause
Well, as soon as you said that this morning, I was like, yeah, don't try the
there's no
mini,
fucking
dude.
way. There was no fucking way.
I'm just glad that you were wise enough to just be like, I can't even get it out of my parking.
Yeah, I'm
garage.
glad you didn't look at it and just go, I think I could do
I'm
it.
gonna full send.
Well, I know my parking lot's set up, and you guys have all been to my place. So you come in, and literally all the way down to where I live, it's downhill like the whole way, and we have no way to clear it or anything.
Yeah, you'd have never
So
made it up.
It's just packed ice like up a hill.
Dude, that
Yeah.
shit's going to
I'd
be
have
there
gotten
till
about
next Tuesday.
I'd have gotten about 4 feet out of my garage, and my car would have just slid backwards back into the garage, and I'd have been like, "That's it. That's
We're just leaving it here, boys.
yeah." The only thing that would have changed is I would have tagged that Camaro that's right inside the entrance of the, because that's just how my life would have worked.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have just slid back in; it would have slid back and
And
into his Camaro, and
Of course.
yeah. But we're all here.
Yeah.
It's thankfully not freezing inside the studio.
No, it's nice.
Which is nice. It's nice in here. So there's power here. Because
There
like
is.
70% of the
just got power
city
back
doesn't
in my
have
house.
power. You just got yours
just
back?
got
I've still out of power. So.
Yeah, we've been. It'll come on for like half hour, 40 minutes, and then shut
Yeah,
off.
the rolling power
Which
thing.
piques my curiosity as to whether or not homeowners insurance covers frozen pipes in San Antonio, Texas.
I think it falls under act of God.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
It's a good question.
You know,
I hope I don't need the answer.
you know,
I mean, 'cause you gotta
know
think,
who
like,
should we call?
People didn't have flood insurance
Ghostbusters?
during fucking
You know who should,
Harvey.
You know who we
I bet
should
you
call?
could call our friend over at the Robinson Insurance Group, Mr. Aaron
Yeah,
Robinson,
I bet
proud
you he would tell
sponsor
you.
of the show, and could tell you exactly what your policies
That's right.
have on it. And if you want to figure out if your insurance agent sucks and there's maybe a better one out there, go check out RobertsonInsuranceGroup.com
That's right.
and give old Aaron a call, and he'll tell you how fucked your insurance is and how much money he can save you.
And
So-
while you're doing that on the internet, go ahead and check out owellness.us because, God knows after all this snow shoveling that everybody's doing around the country,
You need some
you need a little CBD action in your life.
little
Need some-
back pain relief.
Need some freeze gel, and owellness.us has you covered. Use that code FreedomFriends25. Score yourself a quarter off your order over there.
I don't know, with the country frozen, I don't know how much freeze gel
Yeah,
he's going to be selling.
Maybe he needs to develop a warming.
Yeah, is there a
gel.
warming gel?
That's the massage oil.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's for other
for couples?
things.
Yeah.
That's for other things.
What
And
was
then,
that stuff from back in the day? KY Heat or whatever it was?
what's that stuff we used to eat back in the day?
Pussy.
Oh,
Yeah.
pussy. Yeah. Haley hates it when I say, she's like, what do you want to eat for dinner? And I'm like, what's that shit I used to eat back in the
yeah,
day?
way back
what
in
is
the
that?
day.
What is that? She's like, fuck you.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. KY warming.
It was like the 2-part where
Yeah.
like there was a part for you and a part for her. And then it was like,
2-part epoxy for your
Yeah.
dick.
then you get older and start thinking about it and you're like, I'm not sure I should be doing anything that requires a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
Like in the midst of like, especially like,
Yeah.
And why do you need to buy anything from KY when goddamn Gorilla Glue has you fucking set?
They got everything
You
you
are
need.
hooked up, man.
dude,
Yeah.
that is a next level Russian roulette right there. Like, let's see what your timing's like. Like, because Gorilla Glue has that setup period. Like, I don't,
Right.
Gorilla Glue will stick anything to anything,
Yeah.
but it does have that like that window of time where it doesn't bond to anything.
Take this right to the
Like,
edge.
oh, this is great. This is awesome. Oh, that's getting a little.
Oh,
uh-oh.
shit.
Oh fuck.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Now we need to post on the internet and ask advice and then get upset when people give us advice.
And now that chick straight up looks like Fire Marshal Bill.
You fucking put Gorilla Glue spray on your hair and left it there for a month.
and
Jeez.
this thing kind of turned into a racist thing or a race thing. People are upset because they say if this happened to a younger white lady that
She'd be a dumbass too.
No, we'd still be making fun of her for being a
I'm
fucking
sorry.
idiot.
Stupid is stupid. I don't give a fuck what color stupid is.
Yeah.
Stupid is stupid.
If there is one thing that holds 100% equality, it is fucking stupidity.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter.
I
It
have
is across the board,
I have
man.
a T-shirt that says "Stupidity should be painful," and in this case, it fucking was.
Yeah, I bet you she won't do that again.
That's a win.
In all fairness, though, I bet you her hair was fucking locked in for that month, though. Like, there was
I
not
bet you
a
it was
hair
great.
out of
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
place. Like,
Fucking A.
And
Fucking A.
I do feel sorry for her. Right?
I don't.
Why?
Don't buy hair care products from Home Depot, people.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, let's just go with that as a rule.
Like, I guarantee you that wasn't in the fucking shampoo section at Walmart, man. Like,
The only
over in
reason,
hardware where it should
the
be.
only reason I feel sorry for her is because when she posted it online to ask for a solution, that it probably derailed her life to a very vicious point. But
there's that one
You
internet
know-
troll is like, just shave your head.
Yeah, but you know what? If that was a dude
know
that got
why?
his dick stuck in a vacuum cleaner, we'd all be like,
yeah,
You know why I don't feel bad? Because
Darwin was right.
nobody did it to her. She did it to herself.
Yeah.
you are correct.
That is it.
Because
Yeah.
Darwin was right.
Yeah.
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 yeah. Now, yeah, exactly. If that had been something like we were all at a party,
No,
we get drunk, and I decide that I'm going to slick his hair down with Gorilla Glue while he's passed out, and then he would, yeah. How do you think this happened?
That's what happened.
Like,
No, I
that's a different beast. This was self-inflicted.
I
It's
feel bad to the point where if
like
somebody
people that get face tattoos.
I feel bad to a point where if somebody committed a crime, right? And then they got sentenced for it, and the sentence was way greater than the crime should have been. Right? They should have got a year.
So you're talking about like the war on drugs.
They should have got a year on they should have got a year of probation.
You got
Sure.
half a gram of weed, 10 years.
Instead they got 25 years in prison. Right? I kind of feel like that's what happened.
Thanks a lot, Tipper Gore. Yeah.
You know,
So here's the difference, though, is that nobody else decided her punishment was to lose all of her fucking hair.
Yeah.
Like, she did it to herself, and then she had to come up with the solution, which was, I now look like Fire Marshal Bill. Like, and if you don't know who that is, go fucking find In Living Color, because it's an absolutely amazing fucking show. But,
Gosh,
like,
that's a
like, I'm tracking with you where
Gem of a
maybe
better
like
time.
her consequence seems like out of whack.
The
for it, but-
consequence of losing her hair, that's not the consequence. The consequence now is she's recognized everywhere she goes as being this stupid motherfucker that put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
So here's the deal.
Like-
if you're going to be a fucking idiot, don't volunteer to put it on the internet.
Yeah, right.
Like,
if you know you
Yeah.
fucked up, like you fucked up.
Yeah.
Why even put it out there?
All right, so the point is being made right now. I'm trying to defend you.
no.
And
there's
it
no
is
defending
it is indefensible because you are a moron.
Yeah. That's about the size
Yeah.
of it. That's the slow and
Yeah.
steady of it. Yeah.
People like that are kind of argument for why there should be chlorine in the gene pool.
Speaking of morons, we got a letter.
Oh, yeah.
We got a letter from our fucking resident Canadian.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, this dude has got such a fucking man crush on me. It's starting to creep me out. Anyways, dear mediocre men, and then in parentheses, men used loosely since Justin can't grow. Well, gonna have to redact that one. Since someone can't
Justin
grow,
used to be part of the show.
Justin was part of the show.
barely grow a mustache.
Which is true.
This is true.
People still love him.
That's right. This is a
but
guy.
that is part of the reason we kicked him off the fucking show.
because he couldn't
Because he
fucking
couldn't
grow
grow a
facial hair.
mustache, yeah.
It's fucking weird.
What's the other part?
Well, we'll go there someday. He's a felony. I don't know.
Soon to be?
No, it's not a felon.
Pending.
This is a present.
Misdemeanor or whatever.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I
This is
just think it's funny that a Canadian is trying to make a man joke.
anybody else want to read this fucking letter?
I'll read it.
Go
Jesus
for it, bud.
Christ. This is a present from the Great White North. Though it is not our smooth whiskey, full-bodied beer, or sweeter than sugar syrup, I trust they will hold equal value. These are Sentinel patches, which he sent us. These patches. All right. A Sentinel is a soldier, airman, or seaman, enlisted or commissioned, who is trained under a unit's chaplain in order to provide mental health assistance to those who need it that may not want to approach a chaplain. Essentially, they are professional buddy checkers.
That's dope as fuck.
And since you four weirdos and your crew buddy check and provide funny, drunken, and occasionally, but presumably sexual content in order to do the same, I figured you unofficially earned it. Freedom the fuck on, A. Quinn, last call Haskell, the last call you ever want to make. And then he drew a little picture of a dick.
Yeah.
So he sent us these Sentinel
That's actually kind of
patches.
dope.
It is cool.
Good on you,
Yeah.
Quinn.
It's a
That's
cool
fucking-
idea.
That's dope.
And I fucking appreciate the shit out of it. So thanks, buddy.
It'd be even better if it wasn't half in French.
That's true. It is
It
Sentinel
says
and then
Sentinel and then surrender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got Sentinel and then quit. So I'm not really sure the kind of message you're sending.
I do love the fact that he started with black ink and then switched to blue ink.
right.
That's to
Yeah.
point out the seriousness
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
said letter.
Well, the only part that's in black is dear mediocre men, and then men used, and then the L of loosely, and then everything else is in blue. And it's like, would you fucking forget mid fucking word what you were doing, man?
No, it was a French pin.
It's a French.
It just quit on him.
Just gave up.
He did put up a picture in the Freedom Friends group of all of their maple syrup, and they, I commented that they still have the original Aunt Jemima with her picture on it.
Yeah.
From before, the woke people
Because
fucking
she only got
got a hold of it.
canceled. She only got canceled here.
I
Yeah.
hope that company goes
Wanda Lakes
out of
or Aunt
business.
Jemima.
Yeah.
I hope the company that owns Aunt Jemima, whatever, right, that got rid of it. Like, I will never buy that syrup again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that was my go-to syrup.
Yeah,
It was
It's
fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And do you know her family freaked out
Because
the original contract stated that when they sold it, because it was a black woman owned company
Yeah.
until it got bought out
Yep.
by that much larger food company.
she's one of the first black female millionaires.
I mean,
Yeah.
something
And
obviously that we
she's
should
a piece of
cancel.
history,
Right.
and like went to prove that, believe it or not, back in the day, we actually were the land of opportunity. If you went out and had a better product and
That's
kicked ass, you fucking made mad money.
Exactly.
Now it's, oh no, you can't go do that because that'll upset somebody if you actually go out and make something of yourself. Then
Sure.
somebody's going to feel like you left them behind. So let's take this, let's call it exactly what it is. Let's take somebody that kind of revolutionized the industry and went and changed it over and made something of herself and wealth to pass on to the family and literally changed everything. Let's get rid of that piece of history because somehow a black-owned company being represented by the black woman that founded the black-owned company is somehow racist.
yeah.
Right.
But then
Like
the
the land-
family
like
was
the-
like
like the Land O'Lakes
fucking
thing?
contract.
Okay, I'm tracking that.
Well,
Okay.
It's
You know what I mean?
It's a repeat of history.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
they
the
kept
land
the land and got rid of the Indian.
Yeah.
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 Jesus Christ.
Well, As
the
shitty
irony,
as it is. it's
the
what it is.
irony in that.
Yeah, I like how
Yeah.
getting rid of it was
I also
essentially
that's
like,
also my go-to butter. I like this fucking woke generation is fucking me up, man.
yeah,
Like,
we've gone back to the fucking roots and now we're just buying Kerrygold.
yeah,
Just buy the Irish butter.
fucking I
I
dude.
just churned my own.
I do got a fucking I got
Is that some kind of goddamn Amish joke?
I got a bit of a rant to
But-
go on, and this brings me into it.
But Aunt Jemima's
It's the,
the
fucking woke.
family from the original Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
The contract when they sold it was that she was always supposed to be represented on the bottle. That was the contract. That when they bought it, they would not change the name nor the iconography because they wanted the history to always hold.
Right.
And now some white dude has decided that,
I hope that family sues the fuck out of them.
Mhm.
oh my God.
Me too.
And
Me
then
too.
and then starts their own business with over again because fuck them.
Yeah.
I hope, to be honest with you, I hope they catch him on breach of contract, are able to take the brand back
I just
Yep.
and then just relaunch the shit and put her back on the bottle.
Fucking I.
Because you can't tell me
what's the
that
history
somebody
of-
wouldn't step up and just give them the money.
What's the history of Mrs. Buttersworth? Is she in danger of being canceled?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Oh,
'Cause
'cause
that's
that would have to
literally-
change the shape of the
That's
bottle.
literally
and
the
everything.
bottle.
Yeah.
Like, that would be terrible.
I have a whole different opinion on the
I think she's made
maple
up,
syrup
though.
part of things.
I don't know.
The
What?
butter, Land O'Lakes butter, I agree 100%. All
Yeah.
fucked up. It's all bullshit.
Sure, got it.
I don't buy the fucking mainstream maple syrup. I get like from Canada, from Vermont, like small batch, amazing.
Oh, you get like the craft syrup.
yeah, I
You
get
know-
I get the stuff that doesn't have like a 55-gallon drum of sugar added to every little bottle.
I
Yeah.
can't remember what we bought. It's delicious, but it's in this like terracotta like jar thing. It looks like a moonshine jug,
yeah.
but tiny.
Oh, yeah,
and
I've
it's
seen
full of
those.
syrup with the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
loop.
You
And
know-
it's fucking awesome.
You know who
Yeah.
has good syrup is fuck the whiskey lead slingers.
Leadslingers.
Lead slingers
Has a
makes amazing whiskey
Yeah, they do
syrup.
a bourbon
Yeah.
barrel syrup.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
can
good.
see that.
It's fucking
Actually.
really good.
I literally thought you were gonna say IHOP.
So I got this fucking. I got a
Not
beef
bad.
there,
Yeah,
fellas.
what's this
What's your
rant
beef?
that you wanted to do?
All right. So you know how Facebook gives you like your fucking memories, right, and like your past posts.
Yeah.
I'm talking 11 years ago. All right, and I'm not going to mention names because I know they watch the show,
So
but I
that's-
want you to fucking know
So
that
that's-
I know.
That's as old as Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like 11 years ago, I put up this thing, and it was when Subway was doing the February month or whatever. Remember the February? And it was like any sub was $5 or whatever the fuck.
This is when the pedophile was the spokesperson.
This
right?
is still during pedophile times. Yeah. This is still when Jared was still touching kids and shit. I remember I put it up and I was like, I wonder, and this is what I said. And it was like, I wonder if the black community is pissed off because Subway is appropriating their month, right? Because it's Black History Month, right? Clearly a joke, not racist, not racial at all. It was just, hey, I wonder. And a friend of mine who I've been friends with for fucking years commented some racist fucking shit on this post, right? And it's like, and I'll say she wrote something else for me to not let my kids celebrate during February. And I was like, wow, you're a fucking bigoted piece of shit, right?
Wait a minute. She couldn't celebrate Subway, or she couldn't.
She was hinting that she didn't want her
wouldn't celebrate
kids
Black
celebrating
History
Black
Month?
History Month. And I was like, well, you're a piece of trash, you know what I mean? And it was just like, whatever. Obviously, she was kidding, but it was still a joke. But it was 11 years ago, so it was an acceptable joke back then.
I've heard some arguments that I can appreciate when they're like, Black History Month is important, but we shouldn't only be focused on the black contributions to American history. like in February, and then outside of that, ignore it.
Yeah.
Which
No,
is
I
a
agree
fair
with-
argument,
I
but that
agree with
doesn't mean that we shouldn't necessarily have Black History Month. But like,
Well, Black history is American history.
Yeah, it should be
And,
Straight up.
history.
and that's what it
His-
should be.
his-
It's American history.
is history.
yeah,
Is
You know?
no, because history is history. And my thing is that like the Buffalo Soldiers did awesome fucking things.
100%.
We shouldn't just be telling that story for the month of February and then forget that those motherfuckers were out there doing badass shit. Like,
Right? Because they didn't just work in February.
yeah, because they were hard fucking. Those were hard
Is there a-
motherfuckers.
is there a
That
white
bird is
history
distracting
month?
the fuck out of me.
Yeah, the rest of them.
Is there like a Hispanic
Yes,
history month?
there is actually
Yeah,
a Hispanic American month.
Is there-
There's a Pacific Islander history. Like
Yeah.
they've now done it. It's just there's not as much of a marketing campaign.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to my rant. My problem with this individual, all right, is that now they're one of those fucking woke people
Oh,
that are just fucking like
maybe they saw the error of their ways.
100% fucking no. But now it's like
Oh,
over
they
the
swung
top.
it too far.
They swung it way too far
Ah.
because now it's the cool thing to do to be fucking woke. You know,
See, that's
and it's
different.
to the point that it affects family members and shit.
Oh yeah,
You know, and it's like, dude, fuck you. I remember you being a piece of shit, and you're you would be the very first one to fucking cancel someone. This is my problem with cancel culture. You know, because like this individual would be one of the very first people to cancel someone for something that they said 11 years ago. But I could easily fucking flip it on them with this one fucking post that popped up.
Yeah, see, I have a problem with that.
And it's like, bitch,
I like watching the
fuck you.
progression. You on the show admitted that a couple of years back and stuff, you were unjustifiably more homophobic than you probably should have been.
Prior to joining the military and moving to California, yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
but you flat out said like it was unjustified. I had no reason for it or whatever. It
was
was
just-
just it was just ignorance on your part.
I
100%,
think
yeah.
that's how he grew up, though.
Yeah.
But-
Like,
You know?
Sure.
And the thing, like,
Yeah.
And
like
it was part of the culture and stuff. But as you get older, there's a difference between what you're saying that like I'm now woke and I'm willing to fucking find anything and everything that pisses me off, and also just kind of realizing that maybe you had a bit of a myopic view and you needed to open that up a little bit and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of go like, dude, you do you. It doesn't fucking impact me. I still fucking quote you all the goddamn time.
oh,
on-
jeez.
No, I want to be able to smoke pot and carry my gun to my gay friend's wedding. Like,
yeah.
like
My thing with like the woke cancel culture is like, get a fucking hobby or get a fucking job.
For real.
Fill your life with something that focuses on yourself and not focusing on, if the more time you spend focusing on other people, the less time you focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And when the masses focus on everybody else except for themselves, nobody's self-correcting.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to correct somebody else while they're just a bag of fucking assholes walking around.
no, dude, they're squared away as fuck.
Well, John,
Did you know that?
I wanted to pick your brain on something because you have a unique perspective on something that I want to talk about.
Uh-oh.
And I'm talking about Gina Carano. Gina Carano was effectively canceled from Star Wars this last week.
Not effectively. She got fucking fired and her agency dropped her. For
Yeah.
those of you that don't know the actress's name, she's Cara Dune from Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And was an MMA fighter.
She was an
before
MMA
that.
fighter.
And you can
and-
tell she was an MMA fighter.
Oh yeah, she's a badass.
She's a badass on the
She's
show,
a
too.
badass, right? But she is an outspoken conservative. All right.
The
And
funny
she-
thing is the shit she got canceled for was
Histor-
for calling out conservatives.
But the problem is that what she posted was historical fucking fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what she posted was, if you're not unfamiliar, is she essentially said, she put up a post and she was like, back in the day, back in the 1940s, it wasn't the Nazis that went door to door for the Jews first. It was Nazi propaganda that turned their neighbors against them first,
Yeah.
right? And she was equating it to the way that propaganda on the like left wing news media propaganda has turned neighbors
The
against their
thing is,
right wing
she
neighbors.
actually compared both sides.
She did.
She actually called out both sides for creating aggressive division
Yeah.
within the United States and that it was bullshit. And she compared it to the same propaganda engine
That the
of
Nazis used.
of the Nazi political party
Yeah.
during the rise of the Reich,
But of course,
and that we were seeing it on both sides.
because she's an outspoken conservative, the left grabbed a hold of it and said she's being anti-Semitic. And I don't see how she's being anti-Semitic. I don't see this as an anti-Semitic thing.
Well, I
Because-
guess you can't reference,
Tread lightly, buddy.
You
You're
can't
about to get
reference.
canceled.
Yeah,
You
right?
can't reference history if that history offends somebody.
the funny
Even if
thing
it's
is,
true, even if it happened. But if somebody's upset with it, you can't reference that and use that in any basis of any argument.
Yeah.
You
because-
mean, John? I couldn't say.
So you mean
the first step in what the Germans did was to get rid of gun rights and create a gun registration
and state-controlled education
and state-controlled education
and restriction of what media you were allowed to
Right.
take in.
Right. That is almost a mirror image of what we're seeing today. So you're saying that I can't say that because it might get me canceled.
And how you said it just now, you can say that. But if you
why I said it that way.
If you compare
Right,
the regimes together,
But you called out Nazis on what they did.
But
Now, if we
why can
history.
Antifa run around and call everybody a fucking Nazi then?
they're black.
because they don't understand.
They're not.
They also don't understand
John,
what the National Socialist Party actually stood for.
95% of Antifa are 25-year-olds or less white people.
They're the ones that you flick them in their forehead and they cry. Like those are the ones that are in Antifa.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how you and I just flirt with each other.
I know.
It's fucking.
I love it when you cry, Jeff.
My forehead's on my dick.
I'll flick it.
Yeah, but that's only after I come. That's when I cry.
Right?
Yeah.
It's sensitive after
It's
that, man.
emotional.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. It's a different level.
No, it's different.
So-
So you can point out history. You just can't make a comparison. And if it's an accurate comparison, now your head's on the fucking. You're
Chopping
in the
block.
guillotine at that point.
Because,
Like it's over.
because you're
Speaking
making
of that,
sense.
speaking of being
Yeah.
on the chopping block, let me piss off everybody right now.
Yes.
So Trump just got impeached and then acquitted, right? I think Trump should have been impeached.
knock knock.
He was impeached.
Who's there?
No, he should have been convicted.
Oh, two.
Oh, and two.
Trump should have been convicted of it.
You think so?
And everybody who did the same thing he did should also be convicted of it and kicked the fuck out.
Hell yeah, all of them. When
All
Pelosi,
of them. Every fucking one of them.
when Pelosi
dude,
said that people
Trump-
should be in the streets, and they all said it like
Trump's lawyer played that
Waters,
video.
yeah.
all of them.
all of them.
dude.
Clear it out, or just
Clear it out.
fuck.
Like
Bring,
make that the standard. Make that the
yes.
fucking standard,
I'm with you.
and apply it
100%.
evenly to everybody. Kick them all the fuck out, and let's start over.
they should have convicted him and then just driven the buses in front of the Capitol
Yes.
and been like, everybody here,
Yep.
get on board
Yep.
because all of you are guilty.
Yep.
Like
You all fucking
you're
did
all fucking guilty.
it. Yep. You want to talk about draining a fucking swamp in one fell swoop?
I'd have been okay with it. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, he's guilty, but
I'll-
he's guilty,
I
and
will-
she's
I will-
guilty,
I
and he's
will
guilty,
try-
and they're guilty.
I
and-
will trade him in a heartbeat for
Hell yeah.
everybody else who did the exact same
Fucking
thing.
I, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm willing to is, look, I'd never had a lot of faith in him or whatever. Anyways, it didn't really bother me, but I didn't really think he was going to be this like bastion of change either.
he did some good things.
But
lots
here's
of
my
things,
here's my argument for that, and I'll say this about any fucking politician. I don't give a fuck who they are. Anybody that wants that job, you probably don't want to have that job. Like
Yeah,
anybody that
exactly.
hunts
Anybody
that kind of
anybody
power
that we as a people want to have that job.
always turns it down.
Yeah.
We'll never
Always-
do it for
Do you
very
remember
good reasons.
when was it? 2012? And that huge campaign where everybody was saying they were going to write in Oprah. 'Cause they wanted Oprah to be president.
Yeah.
And Oprah publicly came out because it was this huge campaign about they were just going to write in
And
Oprah.
she's like, please don't.
And she was like, please don't. I do not want to be in politics. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want this fucking job. Whether you're an Oprah fan or not,
Mattis.
Mattis, same thing. Everybody was like, Mattis needs to run. They wanted Colin Powell to run for president. And Colin Powell was
Colin
like,
Powell
I
was
don't
like,
want the
I'm all
fucking
set.
job. I
Mattis-
took it for the appointment, but I don't want it because of what you people do to politicians.
Mattis turned into a little bitch, though.
Yeah, Mattis kind of, he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm going to share an email that
Yes.
Warfighter got. So I got an email the other day. Hey, I bought a box of your cigars. I will never buy another product from you guys again.
by the way, if you want to buy a box of the cigars, where can you go?
warfightertobacco.com.
Use that code Freedom Friends. Score yourself that sweet 15% off.
And if you're
Transition.
if
Goddamn.
you're sensitive, we might offend you by buying our product.
I can. I just pulled it up. I'll read it verbatim.
Okay, read it
let's-
verbatim.
Let's hear this gem.
So I'll leave out all names, but it was
the names have been changed to protect the guilty.
the title. I ordered a box of cigars from your company because you're veteran owned. I wanted to let you know I do not or will not ever support traitors like the United States Marine Corps General Mattis. I will hold on. I will not make a second purchase. If my service to my country means nothing to companies like yours, I'd rather support those who are true patriots.
So for
Our
people who don't
response-
wait. For
Okay.
people who don't know,
The fuck?
for people who don't know, on the bottom of our boxes of cigars, we have famous quotes.
Oh.
from several generals.
Oh, okay.
And we have a couple Mattis quotes.
He's got some good quotes.
Yeah.
He's got some great quotes.
Got
Yeah.
some good quotes.
His
Right.
cake quote is by far my favorite one.
The, the knife.
Yep.
So our response to that email was, the quotes were put on there before he was an asshole. This will be fixed. And the response from the customer was, "That's an epic response."
I mean, it's fair though. Like, but again, that comes back
Warfighter
to
Tobacco Company's fucking customer service is on point, kids.
that may have been from the from me.
But again, that comes back to exactly what we were talking about earlier with you had one view at a certain point in time, and as new information and new things, like your opinion adapts. You don't just flat out just delete entire chapters of history or just decide that you can just ignore something because it's convenient to you.
And
Like,
don't get me wrong, Mattis did some good stuff.
Mattis did some
And
good
he
stuff.
was a good leader, and he had
and-
some awesome quotes. But now he's a piece of shit.
No. Mattis does have some valid points because Trump is not a perfect person. If you look at Trump and you're like, that is the leader that we've all needed.
then you need to get some
Then
therapy.
you need to.
No.
Then
You're a
you
little
need,
lost.
That was the guy that was better than Hillary Clinton.
yes, you need to meet. Like I know,
Dude,
good,
I'm better than Hillary Clinton.
But you weren't on the fucking ticket.
Hey,
I couldn't
right.
vote for you.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but let Scott finish.
you need to have met some people that I have known, or all of us, I'm sure, have known in the military that were true leaders. Right?
It's true.
I don't give a fuck what their political views are. If Biden was a good leader, I would be behind him. I don't think he's a good leader.
No, I don't either.
No, I
'Cause
100%
he
agree
bows
with you.
down and changes to whatever is popular for the day.
Oh, flip flop Joe, man.
Right.
You know
so
what's funny
the
is-
moral of this,
Do you see
right?
the-
If you're trying to figure out who Scott follows in politics, I fucking hate them all.
Yeah.
I fucking hate every one of them.
Did you see the
I
new
hate
one?
every fucking.
You don't get
one of
into
them.
politics these days because
Well-
you are a good person.
No.
And that's exactly what I was talking about with anybody that wants that job, at least in today's day and age, anybody that wants that job, I don't want them to have the fucking job because there's no fucking way I can trust the son of a bitch that's willing to go through what it takes to get those offices.
What's my favorite term?
whether it's-
Self-licking ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Whether it's Congress or Senate or presidency or he wants
Can somebody ice me, please?
I'm just pulling a
I don't have
job.
any Smirnoff.
that's a dangerous fucking statement around these parts.
Yeah.
You're like,
I know she ain't gonna drive here right now.
Dude, I will not put shit past my wife. All right? Like,
Well, we're not live, so if I get iced in a couple weeks, I'll know why.
yeah.
Did you see the new shit coming out of the fucking White House?
there's apple pie juice.
What's that?
All the fucking firearm related stuff.
Oh yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you
It's a good thing we,
have
it's
you
a
read
good
the
thing we all
bill?
went on
Yeah.
that boating trip
Yeah.
together a couple weeks ago.
That's true. Have you read that bill? That bill is just going to make it's just going to make millions of people felons.
Love you,
Immediately.
Dave.
Like
Well,
that.
I love the fact that a lot of Democratic people who have never wanted to own a firearm before have bought firearms this year,
Yeah.
and I hope
What is
I
What's the
hope-
last number I saw? 700,000 new gun owners in 2020.
right.
Oh, it's more than that.
I hope.
Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry, no, 7 million.
No, 8 million.
8
Yeah.
million,
Yeah.
right?
I hope
Because
that
that's
helps.
the pistol the ammo shortage. It's these people didn't stop manufacturing. You had 8 million gun owners. If they all only bought 2 boxes of ammo, that's 100 rounds. So that's 800 million rounds that had to go to new gun owners. And you know what? When you think about it that way, I'm kind of okay with the fact that I can't buy ammo right now if there's that many new gun owners out there.
We just finished 3 bottles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kill this
Yeah,
one.
kill it.
Yeah.
So we just finished
I was
3
trying
bottles.
to be polite.
We're
Let's be an asshole. Let's not be polite.
we're trying to make
I'm gonna give you
room.
just enough to
We're
be
trying to make
consistent.
room.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of this crowded area that we have with the bar is actually thanks to you guys out there. You've
Absolutely.
sent some amazing gifts, and
Almost all of it.
when you come
Yeah.
and visit, almost everything up here is a gift from someone that's either stopped by or they've sent it to us or whatever. And we're not saying that we have enough, so stop doing it. We're just saying
Yeah.
thanks.
We're just saying
because
thank
it's awesome.
we're trying to kill that last the fourth of every bottle that's up there right now.
Yeah.
like
That's me.
Oh, I'll drink that next.
Actually,
That's good, right?
That's really
I
good.
wanted to talk to you.
Is that the bottle that Logan brought
Yeah.
last week? Yeah.
So, I was out of town last week. That's why I wasn't here. But luckily, Logan was here, so nobody gave a fuck that I wasn't here. And then I watched the live, and somebody was like, "Jazz is sitting right there." I was like, "We don't look that much alike." It's fucking a little weird. But so on my trip, the people I was hanging out with over the last week and stuff are
Some Freedom Friends.
a couple of Freedom Friends
Yeah,
on
fuck those
Thursday
guys.
hung out with, and then actually another cigar industry friend and stuff like that. I was up there for some work stuff. Huge tequila drinker,
Nice.
but not in the let's line them up and get hammered.
The quality over quantity.
It was all of all the different Herraduras and but like all these super high end tequilas.
I'm not that much of a tequila dork, so
but
I don't
he
really know
had
what you're
like
talking about.
the specific glasses. They look
Oh.
like port flutes, but they're a little taller.
Yeah.
And like showed me how when you go to the factories, like how they taste tequila. Like so, it's all the sipping tequila.
I'm gonna let the factory show me that when I show up there.
Yeah. So I may be able to hook you up with. There was a conversation about that with some of my friends from
Nice.
Texas and a trip to quite possibly. What I was told was, think of what you know as 5-star, double that, and that's what the factory tour is like.
Nice.
So I'm working on that, but it was sipping that tequila, which you drink like you would a good bourbon or a good scotch or any of that kind of stuff. It was the same type of drinking, except for you drink it completely neat. And the flavor profiles I was picking up out of that stuff
you're
was
neat.
insane. So I'm going to retract my previous statements about I do not drink tequila because they're bad decisions. I have figured out that I have apparently just been drinking tequila incorrectly.
You know,
And
I
so-
feel, Jess, I feel like I've failed you because my peer pressure was not good enough to get you to drink tequila.
Well, in all fairness,
So-
this was
You're not signing his checks.
so. I was literally going to say, in all fairness, it was the new boss that was like, "This is what we're doing." So
Can you let
Yeah.
can you let the cat out of the bag yet or no?
I can actually. I now have permission to do it. So I got some messages from Freedom Friends out there when I mentioned that I got the offer letter and I'm now gainfully employed. So I am actually back in the cigar industry. The Warfighter boys here jokingly said that I am now competition.
Because we did not hire him.
No, I do not work for Warfighter. I do work for another cigar company. So I work for 724 Cigars, Kurt Kindle, who owns 724 Cigars, and Twin Smoke Shop, and has been in the industry a very long time. Has offered me a position to come in as the director of operations and marketing, which is essentially there's Kurt and then there's me and then everything else. So I'm operating in that capacity. I'm stoked. I know the brand. I've been smoking it actually since it came out 15 years ago. So, and the reason I was actually comfortable with taking the position, being as close of friends as I am with Warfighter, is that Kurt's mentality is very much like the Warfighter boys, which is if you have a respect for the industry, there's not really competition out there. Like everybody can still be groovy with each other. Everybody can be friends. Like you can help each other out. Like everybody knows everybody.
And that's
I'll quote Scott again. You know, what's my favorite cigar? The one I haven't had yet.
exactly.
Oh, I thought you were
know?
talking about your gay friends again.
Yeah. So I was telling since John was the one that came and rescued me from the snow to be able to get here, I was telling him on the way over here, there's some care packages coming down via Kurt for,
nice.
for everybody
That's
to
awesome.
get you guys some sticks you might not have smoked yet.
Hell yeah.
And I actually want to set up an invite time for everybody to come to my place because I have some test blends that need to be
Oh.
smoked and analyzed.
Nice.
So
It's
and if that shows if
one of the things that
Yeah.
John and I love about the cigar industry, right, is that we as competitors, as fellow industry people, we get along with everybody in the industry.
Almost.
Like,
I think
almost.
I think your second way of putting that is probably more accurate. It's very hard to find competitors
No, because we're all different.
in the cigar industry. It's far more of they're just a fellow industry person.
Right. Like we're new in the cigar industry, right?
You're young.
We're
when
young,
it comes to
right?
the company.
And
when it
so
comes to the
anybody
industry.
I can talk to that's been in the industry forever, like I love that conversation because
Sure.
I'm learning, right? And we did a lot of things like not by the book, like how we were told we should do things, and I attribute that to some of the success of Warfighter, but I get along with almost everybody.
Some of your
industry.
success, I straight up credit to the fact that you didn't know what you were doing, so you just figured it out. And there wasn't like somebody else that was like, well, this is how the rest of the industry does it.
I say it's because
knew
you just
our market.
You did the right thing though. You know, you made ethical decisions.
We'll always make ethical decisions.
Yeah, and I think
that's
that's what comes out makes you come out on top. I think
for us, for Warfighter, it's always the customer over any kind of profits ever, right? Like,
Sure.
Well, and
like
that's,
the post office makes me prove this point all the time
Fuck that.
because people will order stuff, we will ship it literally the same day,
yeah.
and
The
it'll
post
be,
office will fuck it up, and then you guys will still make it right.
They'll lose it, and I will still replace the order.
Yeah.
And then when their other order shows up, 3 weeks fucking late, we just let them keep it.
And that's the and that's the big
Yeah.
thing is
know.
the number one thing that you guys did right that even the older brands have all done is you decided what you were and you don't deviate. You're not trying to fit, well, that's what this company did or that's what this company, like you decided what you were going to be and that's just what the fuck you are. And the brands that make it, that's what they do. They've decided what they're going to be, and they just stay.
One of the
that
best
course.
examples of that is Drew Estates, right?
Yeah.
Like Drew Estates,
They don't care about the haters.
They
They're
don't
still gonna
care
do
about
what
the
they're
haters.
gonna
They
do.
are the definition of a disruptor.
they
in the
sell
industry.
they sell
100%.
acid cigars, right?
That's where they make all their money.
all right. And people in the industry sometimes they hate acids, right? Because they're
I can't smoke near them.
Can you guys
Right.
explain to me what an acid cigar
So
is?
It's an
infused.
herbal infused cigar.
yeah.
So
they're very
Sweet.
they're sweet and they're
okay, you
they're
ever
like
been around one of
essen-
those
essential oil.
you ever run one of
snorted
those
a pixie
essential
stick
oil
thinking-
distributors? Those little things that burn. So back in
I'm
the
gonna
day,
say yes to all of this.
when we were all younger, do you remember those like things that were shaped like a dragon or the little fucking boat thing, and you get the incense stick or the little
Sure,
cone and you
sure.
burn? They smell like that when they're burning.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
like the smoking an acid.
But anyway, so this is the example I'm giving, right? Is people hate on acids, right? But acids are the number one selling cigar
They're insane.
in the goddamn country.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm distracted by Dave taking pictures of the bird that snuck its way in.
Yeah, there's a bird flying around in the studio.
normally
Very
I'd be
distracting.
mad.
Where did that come from?
Normally I'd be mad, but it was like 9 degrees out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
hang
even
out,
mad at
buddy.
that bird.
We'll
They're
let
just
you out
smart
when
enough to
it
get in
warms
with the door.
You shit on me and your life's over, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we got a pretty accurate. Oh,
But-
22's at home.
But you guys are doing it. You decided what your brand was going to be.
Right.
And-
But you look at Drew Estates, right? And
Yeah.
if you've met their sales team,
Reminds me of a son.
they all have a very unique personality.
Each one of those reps has
Each-
their own
each
like
one.
thing.
And you would look at this person and you'd be like, how are they in the cigar industry?
Because they're making money hand over fucking fist.
But
is
they
what they're doing.
crush it because
Yeah.
they are their own people. They are who they are and
Yeah.
they own it and they
It also helps
and
that
the company embraces
they
it. And it's all right.
have acid, which, like he said, is the number one selling cigar out there. It's insane how well acid does. And two, the other thing that they represent is quite possibly one of the heaviest collector cigars that's in the market. Because when Liga came along, and now it's been around a minute. I mean, we're talking over 10 years that Liga's been around now. It is still like when a shop gets their Liga 9s or their fucking T52s or whatever, like people just start lining up to shell out money to get their hands on these cigars. It's insane.
Yeah.
But
But it's marketing.
it's marketing.
It's marketing, branding, staying true to who they are.
One of my favorite
that's-
things about the industry is because I used to be a rep. I've been on and off in the premium tobacco industry since 2004. So I've been in the industry for a bit. And when I was a rep, that was probably the prime example, even when I was VP and stuff like that. You'd go into towns and there would be 3 or 4 other reps because the timing would just happen that way where we were all in the same place at the same time. But you knew which shop you could go hang out at night because they were open late. Maybe they
Right.
had a bar in there or whatever. So all the reps would go there. But all the reps from 3 or 4 different companies would all go have dinner together.
yeah.
And we're in there trying to steal shelf space from each other between 9 and 5. But after 5 o'clock, it was everybody would trade cigars and then you'd have drinks and you'd smoke.
The cigar industry is as close to the camaraderie as I've had in the military.
100%.
as any other industry I've been in,
100%.
including the firearm industry and any of that.
Yeah,
No, 100%. It was one of those.
Mikey,
You got a Sumatra over there?
I'm smoking it.
So,
Shit.
Trade you.
well, prime example, I work for a cigar brand now, and I'm sitting here smoking Warfighter.
Right.
Like, it's not one of these like, well, now I work for a brand, so that's all I'm going to smoke.
And
like,
if your boss ever comes down to visit you in San Antonio, which I,
I know he's already agreed to be on the show.
for his sake, I hope he does, because I mean it's Jazz. He's got to sit in on the show.
So he's already agreed to be on the show. I talked to him that before the job thing had ever happened.
Right,
He's
right.
just, it's such a pain in the ass to travel right now, especially on,
Yeah.
because he's in New England.
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass to get in and out that he's not traveling right now. Not because he doesn't want to.
Does he
but
have any military background or not? I'm not
no,
sure.
but he's one of those ones that he's not military.
Can he get down with a good dick joke?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, great. Then he'll fit right in.
No, 100%. And
That's all it takes. Thanks, buddy.
He's an avid patriot. Huge car guy, huge bike guy.
Nice.
I got to see the custom bikes when I was up there. Oh. Jeez. There's actually one in his main shop when you first walk in the door. He's got a custom bobber that's literally parked inside the shop. And I was like, when was the last time this thing was ridden? He was like, it's been a while because I have one in my garage. So that one's just good decoration. So
Yeah.
it just stays there because I have one I ride. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's a good problem to have. I can leave this custom bobber parked here for decoration because I have another one in the shop.
Mark my words. Someday Warfighter will do a custom motorcycle.
Talk to Kibby.
Some-
Kibby's starting to do
someday.
frame bins.
Someday.
Did Kibby tell you that? One of the Freedom Friends is starting to. He bought all of the equipment to start bending his own frames.
Nice.
And Jazz is talking about his boyfriend, his new boyfriend. He cheated on me while he was away.
He puts out.
Kibby's easy, man.
That's true. That's true.
Plus, he's young and impressionable.
And he's short.
He's smaller than I am, which is nice because he's only like 5'1".
Jazz is like, I could be a top for
I
once.
was like, holy shit, I can big spoon this shit.
Yeah, look at that.
And I still make him big spoon. So what's up?
He's got a little thickness on you.
Yeah.
A little thickness on you.
But no, he's a stocky dude.
Yeah.
No, so
Kibby's a good
yeah.
fucking guy.
So I was up there, but Thursday because I was in New Hampshire.
He's the one that
Lavely and-
twisted tea your ass.
I twisted teed him.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
From the
So
top row.
he's but Kibby's in Connecticut and Lavely is in Mass. So they were both about an hour and a half from where I was. So they actually, I had no car, so they both drove up and hung out with me Thursday night.
That's cool.
Where in Mass does Lavely live?
Attleboro,
Attleboro.
Oh, okay.
which is I think like 35 minutes outside of Boston or whatever.
Yep.
I've got his
yes.
address if anybody wants to send him fucking.
Speaking of that, has anybody
Surprises.
sent fucking Dependa?
I'm not sending him
dicks yet?
shit because that motherfucker's got his phone and he's like getting
Did you see
outside
he's trying to
food
get
and he's going to buy
fucking-
pizza.
yeah.
Black Rifles.
No.
He's trying to get Black Rifle
Did
to
you
send him
see
shit.
he got it?
He's not. He's getting
He
fuck all
posted
from
today
me.
that he got it.
You got what?
Black Rifle Coffee.
The
The
instant
little
coffee.
fuck
instant
outta
That's
here.
funny.
Yeah.
So.
So his whole like, I swear to God, if you try
You
to
know-
come to me with basic training stories, I'm
Here-
punching you in the
Here's
fucking
the thing,
throat
though.
because
Now-
you are not going through basic
We-
training.
Hold on.
we
Here's
do
the
need to
thing,
send him
though.
a
Here's the
postcard.
thing, though. We've all met him, and
Yeah.
he's a good dude,
He's a good dude.
right? If any one of us were in his shoes right now, we'd be doing the
We've
same
been working the same
fucking
system.
thing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So, like,
he-
yeah.
I don't know. I would know how much shit I would get from everybody, so I don't think I would.
No, don't get me wrong, because when you're there,
Dependent is light years ahead of everybody else in maturity level.
Oh, yeah.
That's at basic. So he's
he's
crazy.
fucking older than everybody.
Yeah, he's at least 10 years older than
Yeah.
everybody else there.
He's the grand old man of boot camp. He's probably older than some of his fucking drill sergeants.
Right?
I guarantee
I can't
you.
know
wait till
there's
after
some-
he gets out. He's gonna get all the jokes that Scott gets.
Yeah, right?
There is some E6 hat there that fucking.
Like went to high school with him.
there is some E6 hat there that he's probably got 5 years on.
Probably. Yeah.
Like I guarantee it, because I know when I went. So I went in 07. So I was 23
You were old at the time.
at the time. Yeah, I was still on the older end.
23 is
of-
old for boot camp.
Dude,
Yeah.
when I was
And one of
23, I was old being a fucking team leader.
one
dude.
of my DSs was, I think 24.
Yeah.
I mean, so like,
I mean, I was a baby. I joined at 17, so I was a fucking
But see,
baby
the-
in boot camp. Yeah.
there was one other dude actually in my platoon
I remember I
that was
had a drill
20.
instructor.
He was 25, married, and had a kid.
had a drill instructor push me out
And
of the
he
rack
and I
one night,
instantly like
and I hit the ground. and I'm
became
laying
friends.
there, and he like leans over me. He goes, "You're born in '82?" I was like, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "You're only fucking 17?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He goes, "You're a fucking baby," and walks away. He just threw me out of the rack just to fuck with me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I just got chucked out of the
Do
rack.
you know what the downfall of going when you're at 23 and you're still 5-6 years older than everybody else that's there.
Waking up nonstop at night to go pee.
That and no, so in my platoon there was me and then another dude that was 25, and all we did was trade back and forth on platoon leader and assistant platoon leader, and they just kept switching us because it was like, you guys are the oldest ones here, like so you get to be in. And then I went to AIT and showed up and I've told the story about how I got my corporal before I even went to AIT and shit. Yeah. And showed up and they handed me that stupid fucking sleeve that had the first sergeant stripes on it that you wore on your arm. And I was like, fuck me. So for 13 fucking weeks, I was, well, like in boot camp, infantry doesn't do that.
In boot camp, they had like your platoon number on
nope.
it, like for the guide to do that.
So these guys were OSIT infantry. So like literally when their basic switches to AIT, the drill sergeant just walks in one day and was like, congratulations, you're in AIT now.
Everybody fucking front lean arrest position. Move. Yeah, fuck.
That's the whole thing.
I love AIT. It's so much better.
Yeah. So I graduated basic and then had to like change.
Like duty stations and shit.
I had to change duty stations. So I show up as a corporal. And they were like, you can't wear your corporal stripes. You have to wear a specialist stripe, which still made me the ranking person like in the fucking building. So they made me the student first sergeant.
Sure.
And I had this stupid fucking black sleeve I had to walk around with these fucking first sergeant stripes on. It was awful until we got out of blackface.
Blackface? That's racist.
Wow.
You guys did blackface?
What year is it?
You guys just defaulted to blackface.
What year is it?
So
Jesus Christ.
I just want to point out that I said phase and you guys both went to the racist point. So
I heard face.
I heard face.
Yeah.
I heard blackface.
Yeah.
It's racist.
You might want to analyze yourself. It's February.
Good
Just
God.
fucking get
You
woke.
hear that? Fucking
Well,
cancel him.
But then after
Cancel
that,
jazz.
like I stopped.
Hashtag cancel jazz.
Scott will be the first signer.
Jazz, I've never followed you, buddy.
I was actually shocked when I got the Facebook friend request from Scott. I was like, no fucking way.
What? Does he really like me?
Yeah. Because I post so much. Like, literally, I think if you look at my Facebook for the last year, it's Mondays at 8 o'clock when I share the live, and that's every post I make on
Scroll back through
Facebook.
now, it's nothing but live feeds.
Yeah, I don't give a but like. I have better things to do.
I'll
than
occasionally throw a
fuck
gem
with
out
that.
there, but not often. Not often. Occasionally there's a meme or something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, my personal's pretty weak.
I just can't believe for a second that anybody on Facebook or Instagram gives a fuck what I have to say.
Yeah, same. Same.
So I'm not going to waste my time posting shit.
Well, fuck, boys. You guys jarred a Sono shit story.
Well, I'm actually going to circle back around and try and cover the first part of the show. Scott, how was your weekend?
Oh, jeez. The
Fuck
weekend.
Are we doing this?
I guess we are.
Oh, okay.
Well, the weekend. It was cold.
Is it over yet? Is the weekend over yet?
It feels like the weekend. I didn't do much.
Did you leave the house yesterday?
No.
Attaboy.
Yes,
No,
I did. I did.
no,
Michelle and I
no,
went
we did
on
not.
a cigar drive because
Yeah.
it was the warmest place to have fucking cigars in the vehicle.
I did
Sure.
that yesterday. I drove out of my garage to the parking lot up top and smoked a cigar and then drove back down to my garage.
But yeah, that's about all I accomplished. I powered through a season and a half of Animal Kingdom, which is a great series. If you
Yeah,
haven't watched
nice.
it.
Yeah.
What show is that?
It's like a nature documentary.
No, not at all. No,
No?
no.
Oh,
Animal
we're
Kingdom's
thinking
about it's about
a family ran by the mom, and they go and rob shit and fuck each other over all the time.
Oh,
Really good
yeah.
show. Yeah.
So like a pseudo mafia kind
The
of thing?
first season, though, I will warn you, the first season, it seems like it's very low budget and new
Probably was.
and new actors. But by the last season, they have like Dennis O'Leary on it.
Oh, it's like weeds.
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
That was a good fucking show.
if you
That's a good
if you
show.
can get through the first season, the rest of the seasons are great. So
I started watching this show this weekend called Where on Earth, and all it is like they basically find shit on like satellite images,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like oh, look at this, and they give you the coordinates so you can actually like, and me being the nerd I am, I get on Google Earth and like type in the coordinates, and I'm like, oh fuck, that is there, and I'm like, but then they always come back and like. They're like, yeah, what are these weird circles in this weird desert and da 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 da? Maybe it's explosions or whatever. And then they're like, no, it's a golf course. But like, they just, it's like this special golf course. But they're like, we wasted our time, but whatever. At least we learned something.
You ever watch Drain the Ocean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's a creepy show, dude.
I think I've seen one
I'm
or
not gonna say
two
how
of
you
those,
should
and they're
watch this.
terrifying.
You should be stoned as fuck when you do it.
Speaking of which, John, how was your weekend?
It was good. I was actually supposed to be hunting right now,
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be here.
and that got nixed.
Dave was
because
supposed to be
of
sitting in your
weather.
chair.
Yep.
Yeah, you could.
That got nixed
We
because
still
of
love you,
weather. But so yeah, I didn't really do much of fucking fuck all. We did a HEB trip yesterday to get soup because it's soup weather. And
It's
you don't-
definitely soup
You
weather.
don't have soup weather in Texas often.
It's chilly weather.
Yeah.
Made chili last week.
By the time we made the decision to do it, we didn't have enough time because I was like, oh, beef stew would be fucking bomb, but I don't have like 10 hours to slow
What I'm
cook this
pissed about
shit.
is he sent me a chili recipe that actually she made for the chili competition that you both were in.
Yeah, I beat it.
And
I didn't make it.
so I wanted to make that, but everything's closed. So I can't go get all the
Right.
shit that I needed to fucking make the chili.
So we made a potato soup with about a pound of bacon in it, maybe a pound and a half. It was
Not mad at
fucking
that.
Delicious.
Not mad at that.
And then sat in a fucking cigar room and smoked cigars all night because it was cold as fuck.
It's kind of a nice thing having a cigar room in your house.
It's not bad.
There are worse
Not
things in the world.
even a phone call.
I'm not gonna lie, I
No.
thought I was gonna get more pushback because I told my wife that I wanted to buy a rabbit for my office.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Why do you want a rabbit for your office?" And I was like, "Well, I'm back in the
She's
cigar."
like, I have one on the nightstand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's thinking a different kind of rabbit.
no, we have
Zing.
we buy Lilos. We don't buy
You
rabbits.
got the pull start ones.
Have you seen the Lilos? They're all
No.
rechargeable, completely waterproof, all urethane. They're fucking amazing. So
What is that?
He started in the shower.
spit on it. Let's go in the living room. Like we're fucking good to go. No, I told my wife I wanted to get a
Get into
rabbit.
it.
I wanted to get a rabbit for my office, and she goes, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm back in the cigar industry. Like, I want to get a fucking smoke eater
That's what we do now.
for my office." Like,
I'm sure she was thinking about an actual rabbit.
and literally, all I heard was, "All right." And I was like, "Fuck!" I expected way more pushback on that, but
Well, we need to get you a Warfighter branded one since you're back in the industry.
100%. I will hang it in my office. Well, my new boss is fully aware that
Yeah.
some of my best friends own another brand. Like but that goes back to what we were talking about with the industry is it doesn't matter. Like I can be friends with
Right.
another brand and it doesn't hurt anything. Like doesn't hurt anything. So Mikey, how was your weekend? Other than you watched weird shit on the internet.
I'm not sure it's over yet. I kind of had a snow day at work.
Today's Monday.
Yeah. So
It's
That
really
means
hard
the
to even
weekend's
work
over.
from home when you don't have power or
it's,
internet.
It's,
Yeah,
a,
that's the
it's
thing,
a
is like-
holiday and
like last night, like the kids are home today. Fucking the power's been out off and on since fucking midnight.
Yeah.
So it's like, but no, the weekend was good. It was chill. I went to Walmart yesterday. Fucking same kind of thing, like last minute
Dude.
move.
Oh, okay. So I do
all
have
of
to
the
say
eggs,
something.
all of the
Yes.
cheese,
Holy fuck.
the milk,
Like, I hope
I'm like,
Texas understands
they're
that
gone.
all this snow is going to be gone tomorrow.
dude. Like
Well, we're supposed to get more tonight, so
it's
maybe
gonna be
Thursday.
It's gonna be
But
7
still,
degrees,
either
70
fucking
degrees
way.
next Monday.
I don't fucking. I'm sorry.
not snowpocalypse.
I don't understand
Like-
this. Like, why do you have to go to the store and buy
What do you want?
fucking everything? Like, really? Like,
Yeah.
are you not prepared at all in your life for like 2 days? 2 fucking days of not leaving your fucking
It's
house.
like I knew the snow
fucking
was
crazy,
coming.
dude.
The only
that's just
reason
like-
that we made a grocery trip was yesterday was Valentine's Day.
oh
and-
fuck.
Yeah, I don't do
Instead
that.
of going out for Valentine's Day, we made dinner at home. So we did steak and scallops and
Did you guys go to the rodeo Saturday?
stuff. Fuck no,
Yeah?
no,
Huh.
because it was already going to ice over. It was
What
cold as
fucking rodeo?
fuck.
We had tickets to the. Caitlin and I got tickets
We got
to the rodeo.
yeah.
The
So
rodeo?
we had
What rodeo?
The San Antonio,
San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Oh, they're actually fucking doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Freeman Coliseum this year. It's
Wow.
weird.
So,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's the
that's
thing is that I
weird.
asked her, where is it? And she said the Freeman Coliseum. And I was like,
Bottle
yeah,
number
no.
4.
So it was at night. It was only supposed to be like It was only supposed to be 12 degrees in the Freeman Coliseum, and I was like,
Nope.
I'm not going down there. Plus, it had already started raining,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was getting cold, and I was like, I'm not going downtown and then trying to drive all the way back to far north side San Antonio.
But hold on. I want to touch back on who the fuck can't spend 2 days
Right.
without going to the goddamn grocery store. Like,
Dude.
why the fuck do you have to buy out everything? Like the entire, all the milk, the fucking coffee creamer, eggs,
Everything's gone.
That was the thing.
fucking sour cream.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get coffee creamer. I couldn't get
Yeah.
eggs.
Like-
I did get shredded cheese because John would have lost his shit without his nachos. So thank God I did get those.
What I really
Out of
wanna
all
know-
of your kids' idiosyncrasies, the whole no nacho thing, I can
that pissed me off,
100%
too.
get behind.
Dude,
like,
you fucking for real, man.
Yeah.
Like that's his
But,
shit.
I just like that your
How-
kid has priorities.
How do you
Yeah,
get to
right.
the point where you have to panic buy all this shit?
Dude,
You know what I
but
mean?
see,
Like, how can you
understand that-
adult?
I didn't understand that during the COVID
No, I didn't
panic
either. But
buying.
now that it's happening again, like I want to talk about it again. Like,
Oh, my
how can
God.
you not adult? That's all I want to know.
I don't know. Like I said, we went to the grocery store specifically to buy stuff for that dinner.
Yeah.
Because when we're gonna do steak like that, because I do a reverse sear steak, we go to the butcher and we get like the cut steaks. Because I need like to do reverse sear, it has to be like 1.5 inch, 2-inch steak. Like so, when we're gonna do a dinner like that, we go to the butcher and we buy a cut steak. So, but other than that, I was like, we don't need to panic buy anything. We're good.
But like,
What, I run out of milk
Scott-
and there's not available? I can't
Scott,
make
how-
my latte. I
how
think I'll
much
fucking
meat-
live.
how much
right?
meat do you have in your freezer right
A
now?
lot.
Mike, how much meat you have in your freezer right now?
a lot.
I got like 200 plus pounds.
Yeah, same.
Right. And it's not because like I'm a hoarder or a stockpiler or anything like that. Like
It's because we hunt for our meat, dude.
that's it. I don't.
Well, I used to live in Nebraska, and
and you get a quarter cow at a time.
I
right?
get a quarter count at a time, man. Like I got steaks. I got all kinds.
So
of
the
goddamn
reason
steaks.
I don't have that kind of poundage in my freezer is that all of my friends hunt for their meat and have all told me whenever you're low on meat, just fucking
Yeah.
call
But
me and I'll fucking.
You didn't go out panic buying shit, did you?
No, because if
See?
so here's the deal: is like I wanted to make that elk chili, but if I really wanted to make chili, I could have fucking called John and been like, "Yo, can I get 2 pounds of fucking deer off you real
Jim,
quick so I can make chili?"
Big Jim, hey man, I'm making sauce. Can I have some access? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
You know, like
But all of-
But if you had to go to the store and you had to buy steaks pre the snow, would you buy
Nope.
45
No.
days worth of steaks?
but nobody bought steaks. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
the meat was still there.
Yeah,
yeah, we
it
didn't
was
have a
like
problem
literally-
because we were just trying to buy steaks.
I actually had to
So-
buy fucking ground meat
It was-
because I didn't
it
pull
was-
any out.
It was
I
bread.
like, God
it was
damn
bread, milk, eggs,
Yeah.
and fucking sour cream. Yeah,
Wow.
and coffee creamer.
Yeah.
Like-
coffee
because
creamer.
apparently you needed 9 dozen eggs to get through
Yeah.
2 days
Oh
of
god,
snow.
it's gonna snow for 2 days. I need every perishable item the store sells.
ridiculous. It's fucking insanity.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like,
And then all decided that today they needed to go drive around and get stuck in the ditch anyways.
so needless
That's
to
just
say, though, yeah, I got in there and got my shit that I needed, but yeah, except for like literally those specific items. Like you just called out everything on my grocery list that I didn't get. Or
Yeah, but
is that-
were you completely out?
I'm out of. I got maybe 6 eggs left.
But that's what I'm saying. You know,
Like-
like so 6 eggs can last you until the snow melts and you can go to the fucking
Oh,
store.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
John does not have kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, I eat a lot of eggs.
That is, in all fairness, you and I can figure it out because we don't have kids. So it's just kind of one of those like
Six
like,
eggs. It's a half a fucking meal, man.
like I needed
It's
to.
just-
I ate before you picked me up, and I was like
Yeah.
looking at my freezer, and I was like, "Ooh, fish sticks!" And they went like right in the air fryer and shit like that. But I don't have kids, so it was like, yeah, I can make this bag of fish sticks, and I don't have to worry about like, what if the kids want fish sticks?
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the rigmarole of.
Well, maybe
And
they
I'm not
need to
fish
take their
sticks to
ass
feed
to
the
the
kids.
fucking grocery store.
Yeah, I'm like-
the grocery store delivers too. That's all I'm saying.
They wouldn't. We tried that. We
Oh,
were gonna
really?
try it, and they canceled all the fucking deliveries. I was like, you sons of bitches.
Bastards.
I don't pay your minimum wage fees, so I gotta have to fucking go to the grocery store myself.
They should just upcharge during these times and hire people at 4x4.
Like an
Fucking A,
Uber,
dude.
like an Uber surge.
Yeah,
Fucking
like,
A.
fuck, I'd go buy like an enclosed side by side, like one of the fucking 1000cc turbo fucking Polarises, and just be like, "What?" Like 10-minute delivery.
I don't know. I heard some dude in Walmart freaking out on he walked up to the guy at the gun counter because I was standing there. I was looking at a gun, and he walked up to this guy and was like, I know I'm in the wrong department, but where are the heaters? I need space heaters. And they're like, if they're not over there, then they're probably sold out because everybody and their mom fucking ran and bought a space heater. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Like
Little
Home Depot
fucking
right now is
Public
like,
announcement: your space heater won't work when your fucking power isn't on.
right? Well, it's like I saw a Facebook post on the community page. So I was telling Scott about this before the show. Where somebody had posted, they're like, they're running out of the faucet covers at Home Depot. Heads up, everybody!
Oh,
And I was like, you could grab a towel
yeah.
and wrap it around there and duct tape that bitch,
You
and
know
it will work just as good,
You know how
if
you-
not better.
You know how you keep a plant alive? You put a trash bag over it.
Yeah,
A fucking piece of plastic.
yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
totally fine. Like,
yeah. We put a sheet. It's a
Yeah.
sheet. We just put a sheet over a fucking pot outside. It's fucking fine. Like it's gonna be fine.
I put a sheet over my pot inside just because I lost my vape pen in my bed.
Stoner.
The other thing that cracked me up down here was everybody that's making these posts about what their electric bill is going to be because they're having to run their heater because it's cold outside. And I'm like,
Fuck
we
you.
live-
Coming from Nebraska, fuck
But,
you.
No, my point
That
is
said, though-
we live in South Texas.
Dude,
it gets 110 degrees here.
Haley and I got a $500 fucking bill the other day, though. And we were like, what the fuck?
I do have to tell
Twice
you,
as high as any of our bills we've ever had. And I called him. Check this shit out. Fuck you, GBEC. This one's fucking for you. All right? Like, I call this bitch.
See, I'm CPS.
And this bitch is like, she essentially said it's my fault. And I was like, oh, so it's my fault. It's my fault that my fucking electric bill doubled out of the fucking blue. Well, maybe your system's fucked up. Maybe you, I'm like, can you just have somebody come out and look at the meter? Just tell them to fucking come out and check it. And she's like, well, I'm looking at this computer, and this computer tells me that nothing's changed. So it just spikes on these days and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so it's my fault. And she's like, no, sir, I didn't say that. I'm like, yeah, you fucking did. All right. And I'm on the phone at work with this lady when this happened. Coworkers notice and hear me go, oh, so it's my fault. And they all just stop what they're doing. And they're like, here he goes. And I was like, here goes Mikey. And because I fucking went off on this bitch. And I was just like, man, how fucking dare you? The audacity of your ass. I'm calling you because there's clearly a fucking problem. I've lived in this house since 2014 and my bill's never been over $250.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of the fucking blue, I got a $500 fucking bill. And I call up because there's clearly an issue. And you give me shit saying it's my fucking fault. You don't think that maybe out of the 6 fucking years I've lived here, that maybe there's a fucking problem, lady? Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
So I didn't know you back then, or at least you never came to it, and I definitely didn't know you guys. But when I had my studio downtown, and it was huge, we had like 4,000 square feet. How big was the studio downtown? 4,000 square feet, 4,500 square feet, and my electric bill, without fail, my electric bill was like $180 a month. And then all of a sudden I got one that was like $600. And I was like, so I called CPS and it was the same thing. I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, well, maybe. There was like, okay, no, you need to come out and check the system because there's no fucking way. I've been in here 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I get the $600. And come to find out, they'd cross-leveled the power usage for all these other things that had like spiked all their power. And they were trying to tell me, it was like, well, it's abnormally hot and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, but every air conditioning unit on this building is brand fucking new. The roof is brand fucking new. Everything had been re-insulated. And I have 3 systems. And if we're not currently using that part of the studio, we shut it all down. So there's no fucking way I should have all of this. And it turns out they were cross-leveling the power usage for people that were overcycling. And they'd cross-leveled the bill and overvalued the cost per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
So they increased everybody's bill so that one person wasn't getting a $2,000 bill when I was paying $200. And I was like, it just sucks to be them. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get to fucking jack my bill all up.
And that's
I
the
did
problem.
find out.
Cibolo does that shit with their water.
It cross-level it?
Because it's a fucking co-op.
Converse to the same thing.
Yeah, it's a fucking co-op. So when all these people put in fucking pools, all of a sudden my water bill went up. And I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck
so
you,
got to
dude.
pay for their 70,000 gallons
Yeah,
to
go
run their
Put a pool
pool.
in.
Huh?
Go put a pool in.
Yeah, right?
Right after you fix the fence.
Yeah. Eventually.
By the way, I saw Kibby, and he said he's planning on coming down in a couple months, and if the fence isn't done, he's coming to your place just to finish your fucking fence for you.
Done.
To fucking
Bet.
don't touch it.
That's literally what I said. I was like,
Now it
I'm going
won't
to tell
be done.
Mikey not to finish his fence.
I want to watch him work.
We'll all sit there with cigars and be like,
Right.
"You're doing great, Kimmy.
I'm gonna
A little
show
to
her
the
the
right.
folding chair
Right.
before I pop that bitch out and be like, good work, Kimmy.
You're doing great, buddy."
Yeah, I did find out with this cold weather that not all the windows in my house were closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were closed, but they weren't like pushed closed and locked. And the reason we found that out is we let Kira outside, and Dave stood up next to one of the windows, and he's like, "Man, I fucking
You're
like I
not gonna
can
catch
feel
that
the
bird."
cold coming through this window right now." And I'm like, "These are fucking double pane, like insulated fucking windows. You shouldn't feel shit."
Yeah.
Put my hand down. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I took the top of the window and it went clunk. About an inch and a half, it's set, and then I could lock it. And I'm like, "Motherfucker!" I'm like, "Dave, let's check all the fucking windows." Almost every fucking window in the house was like that. I'm like,
no.
"No wonder why it's cold as fucking here."
Okay, so speaking of new stuff, I no longer want to be called out on me being bougie ever again.
What?
So John came and picked me up from my place today
Oh, and his King Ranch.
in his new truck.
Now, don't get me wrong. Hold on. Let me preface this with Jazz talked all kinds of shit about my truck until he got in, and I turned on the heated
It
massaging
was awesome.
seats,
All
and he
right.
didn't say a fucking word the entire drive.
So he bought this big F-250 King Ranch. And
That's
it's a beautiful truck.
That bitch is bougie.
It's a beautiful truck.
Bougie as fuck.
But I got in it. He had it in park. Like the whole minute before he ever went anywhere, he hits all the little fucking control screens and whatever. I thought my shit had a lot of buttons in it till I got in his fucking truck. And I was like, God damn, like you're showing BMW what's up. Like, so
Dude, there's
I get it,
nothing
and he was
better
like-
than a good truck these days.
and he was
Really?
like, hold on. So he starts pushing all these buttons and I see him hit heat. So my heater turned on. I was like, oh, dope. And then he hits massage and it was like dual zone massage. And it's not one of those like where it sat there and went like, bzzz, and like it's not like a magic
No, it
fingers.
like rolls.
It's
Oh,
this
it's got, like,
rolling,
shiatsu?
Yeah.
kneading
On
Get the
massage.
fuck out of
on your
here.
butt and your back.
In your
Yeah.
truck?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm sitting there riding. I'm like, I'm getting goosed by his truck. Like this shit's
That's like those
ridiculous.
massage chairs from the mall and
But wait,
shit.
and then he's talking about this, and I turn around and look at Caitlin because she's sitting in the back seat, and I'm like, "You look cold back there." I'm like, "I'll turn your seat warmer on for you." She's like, "What?"
Yeah, it's got rear heating seats, but this shit was like left cheek, right cheek, left cheek,
And then it goes up
right
and down
cheek,
your
and then
back.
it goes up to the back, and it's like left side, right side, and I was like,
Left cheek, right cheek.
and I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it over here, and I was like, y'all motherfuckers never get to call me bougie again after he bought that shit. Like, there's no fucking way.
I will just. Yeah, yes, we can. What do you- That's just the bougie side of the bar now.
That's fair.
You know,
This is just the bougie side.
I have a tool that is useful that has creature comforts.
Mine gets from A to B and has a lot of creature comforts.
There you go. All right. Yeah, I'll buy it. That's a good. That's a good way to put it.
Except for today.
Yeah, it's a
about
tool
today?
today.
Mine wouldn't get me from A to fucking anywhere today.
I passed every vehicle in the ditch today,
Yeah.
and I passed every vehicle that slowed down on the road. I was
I
driving.
will
like-
tell you. Shout out to
I wouldn't say I'm
TRD
driving like
off
a,
road. Fuck man.
I'm not saying I drove
Little
like a
truck's nice.
dickhead today, but I definitely didn't have any remorse for people that didn't know how to drive in the snow.
Yeah.
So as
And
they're freaking the fuck out as I'm passing them, laughing.
Like I was driving. I drove slow here. I drove slow. I probably didn't get over 40 miles an hour on the way
Yeah.
here, and that's because everybody else was sporadically fucking driving terrible.
Yeah.
right?
So I'm
So
like,
that's my
keeping an eye on
concern.
this asshole, keeping an eye on this next asshole.
So
I'm just kind of like going around.
I
doing shit. I'm
learned
like,
I learned to drive in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
yeah,
Like that's where I turned 16. I learned to drive there. Like the whole. I can drive in this.
Your
My car
vehicle
can't handle
can't
this,
drive in this.
especially in a city where we can't clear the fucking roads.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just ill-equipped, man. This place is ill-equipped for this
like
kind of
if
weather.
you gave
When's
me
the
your
last time it snowed like this?
fucking 40 years ago.
no,
In
it was like 4
1960s.
years ago.
Like, it was
like,
in 1960s.
like this.
It was like 4 years
No,
ago.
it was
No,
in the
like-
60s.
4 years ago. I know what you're talking about. 4 years ago when it happened, the roads were still clear because it was 40 degrees out. So the snow didn't hang out. Like it was gone by
Yeah.
morning.
Well, I was here in 03 when we got the 3-inch ice storm that froze
See,
everything.
That's different.
Ice storm's different.
Ice
The last
storm's
time
I've been
it
here-
snowed like this was 1960.
Yeah, it was 60s,
Yeah.
where it was multiple days. It was it was 12. It was 12 when it snowed, and we got multiple days of snow and
Yeah.
stuff. Like it does happen here. It's just rare.
It's real rare.
One-
I moved
one-
to this,
one of
matter of
the-
fact, it's
I
so
know
rare
how to
that I
drive
moved
in
to this bitch to get away
So
from
like,
it.
Yeah.
if either one of you gave me your truck, I know how to drive in this. My car can't drive in this.
Yeah.
But I know what I bought. But I also live in San Antonio, Texas, so I bought a car that 99.9% of the time I'm fine.
Yeah.
But
I would even
I'm
venture
not-
to say it's higher than that.
I'm not worried.
You know
I'm
what?
not
You have
worried
a-
about me.
you have
I'm
a-
worried about those motherfuckers on the way here
You
that
have
we
a-
saw just stuck on a
You
hill
have a
and
better
shit.
percentage driving your car in San Antonio than you do of dying from COVID.
That's true. So, but one thing I will say, even when he was coming to pick me up, I saw him coming up there because we walked to the top of my
As long
property.
as he's driving with the mask on.
Yeah. Because we walked to the top of my property so that we didn't have to deal with all the ice that is now all over my, coming down that hill and shit. So,
Sure.
But even coming up, I could tell he knew how to drive in it because I saw him wiggle a little bit on the road coming up, like I saw your ass in come out. And he countersteered and gassed it a little bit, which straightened it out. And I was like, those that know how to drive in this know that your gas pedal
gotta
is
let it-
actually
When in doubt, gas it out.
Just let her go a little bit and gun it.
your gas pedal's actually more useful than your brake pedal in this shit.
It's
but
funny you say that because I maybe not a Sono shit story, but I have a story about driving in the snow that I'd like to tell.
well, I just show no shit. So not
No, because Mikey said he had a Sono shit, so
I
I
do
don't
have
want
a
to step
Sono
on
shit.
it. So this is
Okay,
just
so
a
you tell your
story.
mini story and then we'll go to that.
So back in the day, when we were in Nebraska, Scott had a 5-ton, and it snowed
A military 5-ton.
a military
It's nice,
5-ton.
yeah.
I got a Sono shit story about one of those.
Wait,
too.
is this the video that I saw?
Well, this was the same day.
Oh, okay.
So the video that Jazz saw was us doing donuts in the 5-ton.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the donut?
This was
the
before
5-ton
that.
video?
So it snowed probably a good, I don't know, 1.5 feet.
At
Which, by the
least,
way,
yeah.
if
Maybe
you've
2
never
feet.
seen a 5-ton do donuts, go see if you can
It's
find
pretty cool.
Yeah,
any
it's hilarious.
video
It
of
was
a
awesome.
5-ton doing donuts.
But anyway, but in Nebraska, it's always windy. And so there were like 6-7 foot snowdrifts on these country roads they're low maintenance or no maintenance roads. So we're cruising around on all these low maintenance roads, smacking these 6 foot snowdrifts, and this fucking snow's going 20, 30 feet in the air. We're having a fucking great old time. But so we start driving on one of the actual main roads, and the whole entire fucking 5-ton starts getting sideways going down a hill. Right? The majority of the people in the fucking world that are driving a vehicle on snow that are going downhill that start to get squirrely are fucked because their immediate reaction is brakes,
Sure.
right? Scott's driving. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I feel this start to happen, and I'm like, God, this is like right maybe, I don't know, 6 months after I moved to Nebraska. And I'm like, I really hope he fucking knows how to drive this vehicle in the snow.
Sure.
Because driving a 6x6 that weighs, I don't know, 30,000 pounds
Yeah.
is way different than driving a fucking pickup truck.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the FedEx guy at the bottom of that hill.
Right? And so the
or
5
the other
ton,
semi that's
that-
stuck on the side of the road.
the 5-ton that if we would have went in a ditch and it rolled, we would have been dead because there's no overhead support to support the vehicle.
There was a nice thick canvas top.
Yeah, it would have held all the blood in the vehicle and not
Yeah.
on the snow.
Sure.
You'd have been pre-wrapped
yeah.
for when they came to peel you out of there.
You're already
So,
in your own body bag.
We're
It's
going
fine.
downhill in a fucking 5-ton with 1.5 feet of snow. We hit some ice. The whole ass end of this 5-ton starts sliding out. And I'm just like, well, moment of truth. What does Scott do? Literally stomps his foot almost through the fucking floorboard, floors this motherfucker, and steers into the fucking turn. And I'm like, attaboy. And we fucking straighten right out and bomb down this hill. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this. And the rest of the day was epic.
I learned that trick learning how to drive.
This
in-
was so important to me. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
No, because to you it's second nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because-
Nebraska's home, so
Yeah.
that's just how you drive.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
But that was the first, like, I don't know. Like I said, I might have been in Nebraska 6
Yeah.
months. You know, driving in the snow to pick up whatever, it's easy. But driving a vehicle like that, like, it's a whole different fucking beast.
Yeah.
well, that's
You
like
know?
when you tell people that front wheel drive cars will handle the snow better than rear wheel
If you
drive
know what the
trucks
fuck
will,
you're
and it's
doing.
like, yeah, they 100% will. Like,
Yeah.
so I learned how to drive in Pittsburgh. So I turned 16 the summer before. So we'd moved to Pittsburgh. I came home to stay with my mom that summer because Pennsylvania has one of those, like, you have to do 6 months driving with somebody
Right.
and
Oh,
shit
the
like that.
driver's ed bullshit.
Yeah. Whereas Texas, you go through a 3-week course and then you go take your driver's test. And if you pass it, here's your license.
Sure.
So my dad got stationed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, teaching ROTC at the University of Pitt. That's how we ended up in Pennsylvania. For all of the military people that are out there going, there's no post there. You're right. There's not. But he got stationed as the unit commander at ROTC Pittsburgh. So that's why we were there. So we moved up. I immediately flew back to Texas and spent the summer with my mom and went through driver's ed, got my license, and then went back to Pittsburgh and got my first car. And we'd talked about first cars before. I got my El Camino SS. That was my first car. Living in Pittsburgh, which is all hills, and there's always something falling from the fucking sky. So it's always sleet or rain or snow or something.
Not a good snow car.
No, it's not.
The bad part about, and what people don't realize about that mid-Atlantic version, like area too,
It's just ice.
freezing rain.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
it
fucking
literally,
terrible.
it rains needles.
Yeah, that was the only time
That's
I'd
how it
ever.
was fucking last night here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until it turned into actual snow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was just freezing rain.
Yeah.
So
But that always happens, like Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia.
yeah, it's
Like,
terrible.
because that shit comes off the fucking
Oh,
Chesapeake,
it's awful.
and it's just fucking freezing
Well,
rain. It's
Pittsburgh's
terrible.
that way because of the three rivers that
Uh-huh.
feed Pittsburgh. So there's just so much water there that you don't get. Like what we have now is that really dry, powdery shit. Pittsburgh was always, it was super wet, sticky, icy shit. So it was awful. But I had the El Camino, which has no weight in the back,
Right.
and I had a built motor in the front.
It's
So
like
it was,
it's like a mullet.
And rear-wheel drive.
and so it was rear wheel drive.
So it's like a mullet.
Yeah, no, it's straight up. And so, but you learn real quick that your brakes do fuck all. The only thing you can do is steer into it and use your gas pedal to over torque the turn
Yeah.
so that you can actually, like, you re-steer your car with the gas pedal. You don't actually, because all you're doing when you lock up the brakes is now you're a 2-ton ice skate. Like, you're not,
Sure.
you have no steering control. You're just, now you're just on the slide. So it was the same thing with that 5-ton. Like, power was actually the solution, not
Yeah.
the
Power's always
slow. It
When
didn't
in doubt,
work. Get more power.
Fucking full send,
And
bitch.
if power's not the solution, you're a fucking pussy.
Can confirm. I like it.
Yeah.
Are we all good there, Caitlin? I see you walking around
She's
checking
trying
shit.
to figure out if it looks right, but you can't see the back of the camera because it's being fed to the computer. Yeah, I'm sure it went to sleep.
Anyways,
Oh, should I check it now? Now you're making me all nervous.
yeah, right. Yeah, you made me nervous.
But anyway, so we're talking about snow and places. And
You know what I've never driven on snow?
what?
Is a tracked vehicle.
That's true.
I have, and it doesn't handle as well as you think.
Really? Because you seem like you seem like the snowmobile type.
No, I've
You've
never.
snowmobiled.
I've snowmobiled, but I've never owned one or anything.
No, he means like a tank.
I'm in a tank.
Well, I've driven a tracked vehicle.
I will own
a
a
tank.
Yeah.
I've driven an Amtrak on snow,
That's not a tank.
So we're
and it's 27 tons on tracks.
It's still not a tank.
Well, no,
It's close enough.
it's definitely a tracked vehicle.
That's like
though.
anybody that's a Bradley guy that tried to tell me he was
That's-
in tanks.
that's
And it's
close enough to a
man.
Okay,
well, and like
so-
so a Bradley suspension is the same thing that's on an Amtrak.
I know.
for,
Yeah.
for us
Yours is a
grunts-
Bradley that floats.
For us
It's
grunts that
essentially-
walk around everywhere,
Yeah.
they're all fucking tanks. It doesn't
That's right.
matter.
Yeah, maybe
If
I'm
it has
just
tracks, it's
maybe
a
I
tank.
just so my dad prior commission
when you draw-
was an 11 Charlie,
when
which
you-
is a
when you're drawing
Bradley
a battlefield
infantry.
map and you're using symbols for
yes,
different
it is the
places.
same symbol.
So if it's the same symbol,
One has a really big fucking gun and the other one doesn't.
well, that has nothing to do with the functionality of it. That's just the armament.
I don't know. I'm utterly convinced at
Well, it's
this
also
point.
a weight differential, man. Tanks are fucking. You're talking.
I'm also utterly
50
convinced
tons
at this point that
Versus
our
27.
Yeah, it's both still fucking heavy, but
My truck weighs 7,000.
I'm
Yeah.
also convinced at this point that the M1 can do anything, anywhere, anytime. Doesn't fucking matter. Like
dude, I was
Like,
impressed with the fuckers, man. Them jet
I am
turbines are no
so
shit.
impressed
You know what I
with the
fucking
M1.
hate about the M1 though? The smell.
You know what I hate
The
about
smell
tanks?
of their
is loud.
fucking.
You know what I
like,
hate about tanks in
it
general?
Smells so bad. It smells
And
like a fart.
that you don't have one.
Every single tanker I've ever talked to tells
Oh,
me
no,
that
sorry,
this is
that's
not
Scott.
possible. If you flip a tank on its side, you can't just turn the turret and put the gun into the dirt to flip it back over on its tracks.
No.
It fucking doesn't make sense to me.
Is it a hydraulic restriction?
So I'll explain. I'll explain why.
Can the hydro not turn
Please do.
This is how it works. All right. At the bottom of every turret, there's a thing called a slip ring. All right.
it? Yep.
And the slip ring is actually not a ring at all. It's a little box. All right. And on that box, there's two little forks that stick down the bottom. And there's on an Amtrak, it's aluminum. On a tank, it's probably beefier. But it's literally just a fork that fits between these two little fucking posts that sit down.
Yeah.
So when the turret, when the slip ring moves, it's attached firmly to the bed.
Yeah.
So when that moves, it stops on those things, and that's what allows the fucking turret to orientate. right?
Okay.
So the entire weight of that turret in spinning is actually, when you break it down, is down on a fucking fork that's this goddamn big.
So maybe if the government stopped making these forks out of bullshit fucking metal,
100%, dude.
you wouldn't have to send in a fucking wrecker to flip a tank back over.
I've seen an Amtrak accidentally catch a wall with a fucking barrel of a 50 cal and fucking jam it and snap that motherfucker like
yeah,
that.
because a 50 cal barrel is way more expensive, right?
Yeah. Because we were like, literally, I had welders making them for me. I'd be like, hey, dude, make me this. And they'd make me. So I'd have like 5 or 6 of those little fucking forks just on standby because I knew they were going to fucking break. It's a weak
That's
point.
probably so they can pull the turret off to do maintenance.
That's
right?
exactly why. Yeah. It's easier it's easier to maintain.
Yeah.
So like that, and that's why like it just wouldn't, that little fucking piece of shit fork won't take the weight of the tank.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Now,
Bullshit
Mikey,
fucking design engineers who have no fucking real world experience.
You know what they
Fuck
call
those
it?
motherfuckers.
So it's a program called Pro E, and Pro E is essentially the fucking what the designer and the engineers
enough.
use.
it's
So
good enough engineering. Is
Well,
essentially what it boils down to.
it's what it worked in Pro E. It should work in the fucking real world.
Fuck
It
that.
never fucking does.
No.
But that's one of their things is it worked in Pro E.
That's like those. That's like those egress simulators they like to send us all through.
Like
they
the dunk tank.
No, those egress simulators where they would take a Humvee or they would take they replaced the AMRAP,
The MRAP.
and anything they got hit that couldn't function anymore, they would take them and they put them on those spindles.
Yeah.
So you'd get it in it, and then this might be after y'all's time, but probably not yours.
So the thing that rolled it.
And so it would be on this like big spigot, and they could roll it, and you'd have like those foam rifles and like foam Mountain Dew bottles and like all this shit that would be mounted inside the truck, and then they would literally roll it, and you had to egress from it.
Yeah, we do that in the water. Dunk tank, same shit.
Yeah,
Fucking-
so they would do it with.
it's a helo dunker.
So in
is
the
what it
army,
is.
they would do it with
You guys probably train on those.
with dry vehicles.
being in helos.
The aviation does.
Yeah.
It might have been post y'all's time, just because when you got out. But so they would take Humvees and AMRAPs that had been hit, and they couldn't it wasn't worth restoring them to
They
battlefield ready
They
anymore.
basically just go by the Dermo lot and grab them and fucking
Right, and
yeah.
then they would put them on these big fucking rotational spigots,
Yeah.
and literally like what you would put a pig on to fucking roast them,
Yeah.
and it could rotate at 360 degrees. The problem with those things was it was always a perfect rotation.
Yeah.
So it would always rotate it on a singular axis, and it could like rotate it upside down or
Yeah.
spin it fully or whatever. The problem is that when your shit actually gets hit, very rarely does it ever rotate on a perfect axis.
Not only that, but
Like-
half of it's buried into the dirt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it that's kind of one of those.
Yeah.
The idea side was this is a perfect controlled environment,
Sure.
and then when you actually put it in a battlefield environment, the shit doesn't function anymore.
Yeah, like when you
Then
roll over and your doors
then
merge
Murph-
into one and you can't get them open.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's
Then
why I liked
Murphy
working.
steps in.
That's why I liked working at APG doing a survivability testing. That was one of my favorite things to do. Is like you guys have heard me talk about Hazel, the most deadliest woman on the planet.
Yep.
You know, and that's part of what her job was. Is she would blow the fuck out of these things. You know, from different
Bless her
fucking.
heart.
So
Dude, what a cool job!
when was
Like no wonder she's been there for fucking ever.
When was
man.
your
Like, I would
last
never
year?
quit that job.
05.
05? When was last year deployment?
We redeployed back to the States beginning of 04.
Okay, you're same thing with you, right?
No, 2007, I guess.
2007. So no, 07 would have been. You still would have had,
We never used them.
but you were still operationally aware of EFPs.
EFPs.
So that was that weird concave
The fucking
copper
the sharp
IED
it's
that they would do
yeah.
that would like
The shape
melt
chart.
through.
it's a disc,
But
that
they would
fucking-
melt through armor because it made that liquid slug that
Yeah.
would just burn through
We
everything.
were making them fucking things at Aberdeen and blowing
Yeah.
shit up with them. Yeah.
Well, we did too with IED Defeat. We knew how to
Yep.
build them and shit, so we could train people on how to deal with them. Because I was an IED Defeat trainer.
So how they came up with IED defeat was Hazel.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
IED. So I was trained the trainer certified. So I went through the course and then could go to other units and train people on IED Defeat on how to deal with all that shit, on how they made them. We knew how to make them. We could set up all the lanes for training, all that shit. But one of the problems I had with those egress trainers was EFPs. And I was like, this isn't telling anybody how to deal with it when half the vehicle's been fused together.
Yeah.
And you have no idea how to fucking. So, like, now it's upside down, but all 4 doors open.
Or the fact that everything
Yeah,
gets
like-
sucked out of that little hole.
Or everything,
Yeah.
or because of the pressure change, it would actually suck everything out and relocate everything. Or
including material.
Yeah, would literally remove your uniforms. Or how about now one of your battle buddies is melted to the fucking vehicle and you've got to egress this fucking thing. Like, you're not actually training people for the battlefield efficacy of this shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I know that when they do like those kind of trainers, they brief that. You know, they're like, look, this is what we can do to let you know how to fucking egress.
I'm sorry, but you could have locked half the fucking vehicle down and been like, you can only exit one side of the vehicle. But they never did that shit.
So like when we do the helo dunker in the pool for like helo egress, is essentially every time a fucking helo has crashed into the water, the heavy part goes down, right? So it flips.
Yeah, it turns
like
upside
this
down.
and starts sinking.
Yeah, the
because
rotor and engine
heavy.
goes down first.
Right. So like that's why they briefed that thing. So it comes down and then it flips. All right. So what they do is you do the helo dunker a number of times. First you start off just you. All right. You get your weapon, you get your gear, and then it flips up. You wait for the violent motion to stop shaking. You drop your weapon, you find the door, you push it out, you get out the window, and you fucking swim up, right? Next, they give you what's called an IP HABD, which is a little fucking tank of air. Anybody who scuba dives is well aware of these things. It's a little tank of air. You got about 4 breaths in that thing, and it'll save you so you can get out of the fucking back to the top.
It's just enough to reduce panic.
Yeah,
That's
essentially.
all it is.
The last time in the final test is they black you out. They put out fucking blackout goggles on you and give you an IP HABD.
So we had
and
that.
You're in the water and you do all that.
So we had the noise block.
Yep.
Like not just the ear muffs, but literally.
You don't need those when you're underwater.
No,
just because you're underwater.
But it was to simulate the idea of a concussion blast of that level.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything.
Oh, they should put headphones on to make
yeah.
So God damn it!
But we would also do the blackout and no hearing, and you had to do it all by touch for egress.
Should just had the fucking ear tester guy from fucking BAS do it. Is that it?
I hated that shit. You're like,
did I fucking hear?
Maybe is my brain fucking me up right now? Am I just hearing?
Sir, please stop hitting the buttons. We haven't played a sound yet.
I'm hearing the fucking tones, man.
Yeah.
So, Mikey,
don't tell me what I know.
You have a So No Shit story.
I do. It was reminded that this bird flying around Warfighter Tobacco Studios reminded me of it.
It's our weekly mascot.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him, dude. It's fucking cold outside.
Right?
So no shit there I was.
And we get it, Quinn. It's colder up there. Fucking move.
Yeah.
Move to
Quinn.
a place that's free.
No, serious. Fuck you, Quinn. It's colder here.
Yeah, right now.
Actually, right now, it's fucking colder here.
Colder here. So fuck you, Quinn.
So no shit there I was. I was at 3rd Tracks, 3rd A Battalion. And I'd built myself kind of a reputation at this battalion.
No.
Of
I
being,
don't believe that.
No, this sounds like bullshit.
My reputation was of don't fuck with that guy, he's crazy, I guess. And I never fucking did anything, in particular to build this on my own, but it definitely happened that way, right? And one day I'm the platoon sergeant for Alpha Company Maintenance Platoon, 3rd A Battalion. And we're standing in the maintenance bay and I'm having a formation. And prior to this formation, my buddy Bacon and I were out fucking around shooting squirrels with a pellet gun, right? So what's the larger BB caliber?
The pellet?
The pellet.
0.17?
So the difference between
177?
Bigger than that.
There's a difference. So
It's
was
a-
it a BB
it
or
was
is
a-
the round steel ball?
It was a
or
round.
Was
It was a
pellet?
BB. It was a BB gun,
Oh,
but it
okay.
wasn't like a regular like 177 BB. It was like a larger one. It was like an air. It was like
it was like the .21 or
it was like the
whatever
size of an airsoft, but it was
Yeah.
metal BBs, right? And it was like a CO2 like pistol, right? Well, we'd been fucking around with this thing out on the ramp, shooting squirrels and shit prior to this formation, and then I was like, oh fuck, 1300, I gotta have a formation. So we went and had formation, and I'm standing there talking to the Marines, and we had pigeons in the fucking maintenance bay, and this fucking pigeon. So I'm not the only platoon in formation. My platoon's here. Bravo Companies is next to us. Echo Company's working in their shit. H&S Company's down the side. Like, there's a lot of people around this area, but my guys are in formation. And this fucking pigeon shits on me.
It's good luck.
And it just shits on my thing. And the Marines start laughing. They're like, oh, Staff Sergeant got shit on. Without skipping a beat, I reach behind me, pull this fucking pistol out, and fucking flap, and this fucking bird falls and lands right next to me. And I just fucking put like 6 in it. Tick, 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 tick. And I just looked at my Marines, and they were all like, holy fuck. And I fucking put it back in, and I was like, that's all I got, gents. See you guys at 4:30. And they fucking split, and they were like, and like all the I look over and Bravo Company's just like looking at me like, holy fuck. And like you could have heard a pin drop in this busy maintenance bay because everybody just stopped. It just looked at me, looked at this crazy motherfucker, just capped a fucking bird out of the air and then fucking molested it with BBs on the floor, you know, and then just went back to his day. And I was like, all right, that's all I got. 2 out of 10, 4. It was like, okay. And like my Marines were like, fuck, he's insane, right? Everybody was just like, and so
I'm still trying to figure out why the Navy and the Marine Corps have completely abandoned English when it comes to their commands.
we don't want to talk about this because I'm going to embarrass the Army on this one. You guys and your sing-song bullshit is fucking stupid.
Because
and
even when we call
redundant.
people to parade rest or attention or all that kind of stuff, it's actually English. It's not this weird.
So in the infantry, it's not.
Shun? Same thing.
It's in the infantry and the army, there's a lot of words that are assumed.
Yeah.
When it comes to DMC.
There is some grunt work that
there's a lot of grunt work,
and it's just a tint.
Just like the
there's
Marines, it sounds better. So if you have a guy that's out front that's like company, and then their platoon starts tune, you're like, oh, that's fucking sweet.
That alone,
tent, and everyone's like, oh yeah, here it comes, shun, and you're like, what the fuck?
The fuck is shun?
Yeah, like no, shut
so
the fuck up. It's not ten.
Yeah, it's just there's a hook on the end of it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it
sounds
rolls
better.
It does, and it will. And I think it comes from coming from the diaphragm.
Well, but what happens is you have the guys that they're standing there parade rest. You have a attention, and you literally hear like boots clicking together and people locking the fuck up. When you look at a Pogue fucking unit doing it, it's like a slow rustle of fucking equipment for like 3 seconds.
Not in the Marines. In the Marines, Pogues have sharper fucking drill because it's all they fucking do.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
That's not
with that
good.
fucking big ass chair.
I got excited
rolling
over here.
around
Let me move.
Pogues have sharper fucking drill. That's why the same reason they have higher PFT scores and fucking like better rifle range scores and
every
shit.
Marine was a rifleman.
That's because that's all those guys train for. We're busy learning squad rushes and clearing houses and fucking,
Yeah, the shit that keeps you alive.
For real. We're not just on the KD course shooting known distance all the time. That's what the Pogues are doing, all right? We're not just like, the supply guy who does pull-ups every fucking time he walks by a bulkhead fucking is
you have
ripping
way different
shit.
supply guys than we do.
For real.
Our supply guys are like 300 pounds. They fill every fucking
Every
test.
single one of them's on a fucking
test.
wave.
It doesn't matter. Like here you go, bro. Here's a test for diabetes, and they still fucking fail.
He lost me in bulkhead. I don't know what the fuck a bulkhead is.
Our supply guys are fucking yoked usually. So same with our admin dudes. They're all fucking yoked and in great shape.
Not the Army.
All they fucking do.
You saw all the fucking Pogue Army dudes in DC a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
With their bellies hanging out.
Yeah.
Can't even tuck their
Believe
bellies
me, when
in.
the Marines make fun of the Army, it's not you guys.
Oh, I know that.
We're not making fun of the infantry. I can almost guarantee that.
One of the saving graces that I was actually happy for was that PSYOP, even though we're all Pogue,
you still fall under SOC.
We fall under SOF.
Yeah.
And we're always attached to line guys. So like, because there's only 3 of us. So we're always attached to either just an 11 series like platoon or squad that goes out with us, or this 18 series guys. Like, so
if you see a platoon of Marines, the fat kid that's in that platoon is the corpsman. I guarantee you.
Well,
that's the Army too.
So for us, it was always because if shit hit the fan, the 3 of us had to be part of what the fuck was going on. We still had to know how to operate with those infantry guys.
Sure.
Were we as proficient? No.
Well, no, it's not your job.
But if shit actually went down, we couldn't be a liability either. So that's the only advantageous thing that belonging to a soft unit actually was my whole time in. That and certain companies take the whole tactical PSYOP thing a little, in my opinion, too aggressively. And there wasn't enough focus on our actual mission as opposed to the tactical side of things. So, but
I don't know. I've gotten into this argument many a times with like my supply guys and my fucking admin dudes who often have chips on their shoulder. They're a lot like MPs are one of the worst.
yeah, but that's every
MPs
branch of service.
This is across the branches, man. Yeah.
Which is a whole nother discussion that we can get into.
Yeah.
We
We can have a whole episode.
So
just about
that's a whole
MPs.
episode.
We probably could. We'll just call it the buddy fuckers.
Why don't you go ahead?
Falcons.
Why don't you go ahead and
Independent.
close this one down? Because I think we're coming up on like the hour 45.
Yeah, man.
mark on this one.
I mean, this has been a good. Like, first of all, congrats to us on our new setup.
Right?
Like,
Right?
I'm enjoying this.
I
This
fucking
is,
love it.
It's
Yeah.
it's comfy.
It's very comfy, man. Like, It's not bad.
You know, the best part about it is Jazz is closest to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
He's already got up and like peed 3 times.
That was by design.
I know. I'm well aware.
I was like, we decided to put you here, bro, because you're closest to the pisser. He's like, that's fair. So I'm like, yeah, he gets it. But I think we've learned a lot. We've covered a lot. You know, it's been a productive podcast.
It has.
So like, share, subscribe, smash all those fucking buttons and whatnot. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends. Yeah. Dave needs an asshole scarf because it's cold outside down here in San Antonio.
I think I need to correct that because it's not a scarf made of assholes. He needs a butt that he can wear around his face like a scarf.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So stop making asshole scarves out there, kids.
Yeah, and he's a big fan of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
That's right. That's right. Who isn't, though? Fucking... I hope they come back.
The buffets are open.
Yep.
Yeah. So special thanks to our sponsors, warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FreedomFriends. Score yourself that sweet 15%. OWellness.us for all your CBD needs. Freedom Friends 25 over there. Get your quarter off your order. And Robinson Insurance Group. You know, Aaron is a friend of the show and just a good fucking dude. And we highly, highly suggest if you're in the Texas, anywhere in Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And Tennessee.
And
Florida.
That you hit him up, man. RobinsonInsuranceGroup.com. So,
and even if you're not, fucking hit him up. He might be able to guide you into a better solution. You might know a guy.
And you want to talk about a no nonsense fucking dude? Is like he'll tell you straight up whether you're fucked or not too.
Yep.
Like, and he won't mince words, and you'll actually he's not going to try to like if it's not a good deal for you. He's not going to sell you on it.
No.
He's going to be honest with you. So that's a lost art form in this world.
And he's a
especially
crazy enough son of a bitch that if he likes what you're doing, he might fucking get a license in your state just so he can fucking service you. So
never know, man. Never know. So that said, like I said, smash all those share buttons. And boys, I'd like to raise my glass.
Pour me a little.
Let's figure this out. This is our first time.
buddy.
I think we're gonna have to waterfall this shit.
Or do we slide?
Oh shit! What do we do?
Mine doesn't slide.
Well, then get up.
Mine's static.
Yeah. So
Here,
Yeah.
I'll take Jazz's. Hold on.
Let's do
Here.
it.
So here we go. So
you bring it.
here's how we do
it
it.
down.
You
How
start.
about this?
So clink,
Oh, are we gonna go down this way,
clink.
or should we
Clink.
start from the outside?
Now,
There we
bring
go.
it back. Bring it back. Give me jazzes.
There we
There
go.
it is.
What if we do this? Ready? Cheers. You cheers him. We cheers. And then we go back.
And I'll just raise my glass to you, John.
We're gonna figure this
I'm right
out.
here.
Scotty.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure this out.
Thank you guys for being my fucking freedom friends.
Fucking A.
And to everybody out there, as weird as it is, 3 little things,
3 little
simple things.
tidbits that we like to live by around.
John,
this
what's
joint.
that first one?
Smoke on.
Scotty?
Oh, drink on.
Oh, and as always, god damn it.
Boys, freedom
Freedom
the
the
fuck
fuck
on. We'll see you fucks later.